Welcome, Panther fans, to Portland High School basketball broadcasted tonight from inside the Portland High School gymnasium, where your Lady Panthers will take on the Lady Blue Devils in a big rivalry matchup. Kyle Eden, John Thayer, along with Miguel Amandares, thank you for supporting Panther basketball. It has been 16 days since the Lady Panthers have last played a basketball game. Isapalooza causing the cancellation of the last 4 scheduled games. All that's going to be made up quickly starting tonight, as they'll have 3 games in 3 days, 7 games in 12 days, as they've got to get all these district games in before the deadline for the district tournament to begin. It starts tonight with longtime rival White House, joined by my good friend John Thayer. John's been a rough couple of weeks. Maybe tonight's game will kind of help us forget about all that mess for a moment.
Yeah, I'm bored. I was really bored. It's amazing how you get in a schedule and you get your workouts in, because, I mean, during basketball, I got baseball starting practices, and, you got to get your cardios in, and you get all that down and ready to go. Then all of a sudden you have every day to do a cardio. It just it's not fun. I've been missing basketball for big time. So glad you're here. I'm sorry that you're kind of scraggly. You sound kind of sophisticated there with that voice going on.
That's the new look.
Yeah, and the first time we ever did a game together, I'll never forget it. It's a middle school game. You thought I was being community oriented. I was just nervous and wanted to do a game, and I figured the middle school would have less of a crowd listening than the high school. I've since found out that's not correct, that the middle school people love the broadcast as well as the high school people. But you were sick then, and you were a trooper. You battled through it. The key here is you got 3 nights in a row, buddy. So you better be taking care of that throat whenever you possibly can.
All right, you and Miguel done pretty good in that Greenbrier game a couple of weeks ago, so I know I got to back up if I had to have it. Speaking of, I was kind of bored too. I went to buy some sleds for the grandkids, and they told me some big burly man had already come in there and bought them all up, said he was planning on getting out on the roads and slicking down the aisleway. I'm pretty sure they was talking about Miguel, so he kind of ruined it for me.
I didn't know it was Santa Claus or Miguel.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Anyway, it kind of feels like it's the start of the season, and this is game 1.
And look at this above us.
Got a new banner for the Portland Sports Network. Thank you.
It looks fantastic.
Wow.
And you can zoom your phone on it. Of course, we really rather
QR
not
code.
have anybody. Can you do it all the way down there, or do you have to get in front of our face to get it?
I think you can do it from a distance.
Can
yeah.
you really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try that out at one of the breaks.
Yeah. I'd say from the Panthers' eye, you could probably do it.
Really?
So
no
what does
way.
that do? Does that take it to the YouTube page?
Yeah, it
or
does
to
take
the
us to the
website?
YouTube page.
Okay.
And all you got to do is hit live.
Uh-huh.
It'll take you to the one that's got on the left. But you just have to click live, and if we're broadcasting, we're good to go.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, and we got little cards that we're handing out at the games when they're coming to deal. If they got blue on, I ask her not to hand it to the people in blue. And then I've got some for you and Coach Miguel that I'll give you Saturday with that show that we can hand out to the community. But it's just trying to get everybody linked up to knowing just got to come to YouTube. Boyd's coming tonight, one of the big Portland High School boys football fans. He's coming. I think it's Boyd. I'm probably Lloyd. No, it's Boyd. But anyway, he's a really nice man. He told me today he's going to come in here and he's going to show me. I'm going to show him how to do it on his phone. So, hey, we're available. Just call, email. I'll show up in your yard and we'll do it. I probably don't want to come in the house because that's kind of strange unless I know you. But I'll do it out in your yard and put you up, clicked in, ready to go.
So you kind of got to wonder how bad the layoff will affect the team. They hadn't been able to practice any at all until this week.
Yeah, that scares me.
So you kind of will know right off the bat, though, what's going to happen. They've won 5 of the last 6, and you hated to lose that momentum, after the Greenbrier game and then the weather coming in. You was kind of hoping they could just keep going while they had that string going, but you kind of got to see. Saying all that, 12-10 their overall record, but they're 2-1 as far as the district, sitting in second place behind Liberty Creek. More importantly tonight, Gorchek Moot, 6 points away from 1,000 points for her career. And they'll stop the game, I'm pretty sure, as soon as that'll happen. And
I put your little ad up there, so when that happens, Coach Miguel will click that live mic so you can talk more than too. But that's our way of honoring her for that great achievement.
I think they'll try to feed the ball in her pretty early and try to hurry up and help her get those 6 points and get that milestone for tonight. Last person that did that, Taya Totten, a couple of years ago, and Taya did it as a junior.
Right.
And Gorchik's going to do it as a junior also. So outstanding. Looking forward to that moment coming up later in the game. Coming up against White House. White House having a tough campaign this season. It's Coach Bailey Smith's 5th season at the helm. They've only got 2 wins for this season. They're 0-4 in the district. They did lose to Greenbrier Tuesday night, 1 point, 40-39, and that was after a 2-point loss to Greenbrier right before the winter storm. But they've got 5 starters, 5 seniors in the starting lineup. So it's kind of strange to see their record coming into tonight's game. They played Tuesday, so we kind of touched on that a little bit earlier. Could that be an advantage? And the fact that they came back in, and they had a close loss, a very tough game that they had to go through. So they may kind of come out with a bigger advantage, and the rhythm is going to be a big deal about it.
Yeah, that getting to play a game already is huge. So, but the good thing about it is on paper they're 2-17. So that on paper we should beat them. So that's going to help get the rust out a little bit, I think.
And if you look at their scoring, it looks like they have trouble putting the ball in the basket, which I think bodes well for us and our length and our pressure defense. We just got to play our game, I think, on the offensive side and not look at it as a team that's 2-17.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The worst thing you can do as a player is to ever scout the other team as far as record-wise. Let the coach do all that kind of stuff. But you don't need to be doing it yourself. That'll just get you in some major trouble and make you make a major mistake by overlooking somebody.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to take a pause when we come back. National Anthem starting lineups. You're listening to Panther Basketball here on the Portland Sports Network.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that defined who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
Starting lineups for the White House Lady Blue Devils, coached by Bailey Folk-Smith. They'll start off with the 5 seniors: Ruby White, Gracie Rogers, Braylon Perkins, Gracie Marion, and Peyton Gray. And right now we're going to head it down to the public address announcer, Michael Carter, as we get set for the national anthem.
For tonight's basketball matchup between the visiting White House Blue Devils and your Portland Panthers. At this time, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
as they get set up with the starting lineups for both teams. We'll go ahead and announce for the Portland Lady Panthers coming in tonight with a record of 12-10, 2-1 in the district, sitting in second place, coached by Scott Steinbrecher in his 7th season. He'll start out with 3 seniors, a junior and a sophomore, and they'll be led by junior forward Gorchek Mood, averaging 15.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds a game. And over to her left will be senior Anilok Paul, 11.6 points per game, almost 5 rebounds a game. As they start playing the hype video. Along with Moot and Paul, they'll have senior center Kieva Bradley, averaging 9.5 points per game, leads the team in rebounds at 6.1, also leads the team in field goal percentage, shooting at a rate of 62%. In the guard position, you have sophomore guard Addie McKelvey, 4.5 points per game, shooting 83% from the free throw line, which leads the team. And final guard, senior Story Russell, averaging almost 3 points per game, leading the team in three-point shooting as she is 30% from behind the arc. And Coach, we mentioned that the Lady Panthers were second in the district right now. Got a long ways to go as Liberty Creek was able to play a couple of games during the storm, and they're now up. And they now have a 5-0 record, so they got a pretty good lead. What we got to worry about is who's behind us. Springfield and Station Camp, both just a half game behind us. Greenbrier, just a game and a half behind us. Lose tonight, and you've bunched all that back up again, and that kind of messes up what we want to do in the postseason, which is have that 1 and 2 seed, because now with the 6 teams in the district this year, only the top 2 are guaranteed a spot in the regional. So tonight's a big matchup. I think it's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure to have to come in here after the long layoff and hopefully get things started right away.
Yeah, and the good thing is, hopefully, because it's a 2-14 team, even though it's White House, you know, the rivalry between Portland and White House is always huge. So that, you know, that's a lot of points there that's on the floor, because White House, you know, it's just like us. If you don't have a great year, that's one thing, but did you beat Portland? Mm-hmm. So this is their pride game right here.
Gracie Marion will be jumping off against Gorchek Moot here in the center circle. Ball in the air, tip controlled by Moot. Possession gained by the Lady Panthers, going left to right, wearing their home whites, purple trim, purple numbering. And quickly, Moot takes a 3, misses off the mark. Rebound is loose. Chased down by Moot in the far corner. She goes baseline, throws it out on top to McKelvey. And Paul will back it up. Start it again. Makes her way to the right-hand side. Bounce pass, backdoor cut for Russell, and she gets fouled on the shot.
Yeah, real good ball movement, a good feed in there. Get those fouls. Just go downhill, just like the boys have been doing.
Foul number 23, Peyton Gray, will be her first, and the first team foul. Story Russell at the line for Portland.
Story takes that first free throw, and she makes it, so the Lady Panthers will break the ice on the scoring tonight and take the first lead. Russell misses a second one. Offensive rebound, tie up, though. And possession arrow will go to White House.
Yeah, but it was a great job on our part, because on paper, that's going to be their rebound. So we got a possession change on that side of the ball, so that was a great job.
Perkins with the basketball, guarded by Moot. Looks for Wright out up front. Back to Perkins. Gray pops out, takes a shot, tries to throw it down low over the head of her teammate, out of bounds. It'll go over to the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, just good defense. I think we're going to go slow with it, not jump anything, kind of work them into what they're doing, and then kind of pick it up as the game goes.
Lady Blue Devils man-to-man, picking up at half court. Paul able to get around it. Starts the offense. Moot backs up, takes a running start, goes in between 2 defenders, takes a shot up off the front of the rim. Foul on the rebound. and it'll stay with the Panthers.
Yeah, I really didn't like that call. I thought she did a good job of blocking us out.
Lob into Moot, shot in the air, and the first basket in for Gorchek Moot, who is now 4 points away from that 1,000-point milestone. Panthers with a 3-0 lead. Turnover. McKelvey up ahead to Paul. Takes a couple dribbles into the lane, spin move, throws it back out to Bradley, who takes a mid-range, bounces off the rim, gets her own rebound, baseline, hands it off to Paul. She's going to take a three. Looks good from here, off the mark. Knocked out of bounds by Whitehouse, so to stay with the Lady Panthers.
Well, I know before the game, the girls were really loose on the shoot-around there. When the music was going on, they were dancing, having a great time. Played some older, kind of well, maybe not my age, but
they tried to lob it into Moot again.
My wife's
She's unable
age
to
music, sorry.
keep possession. Wow. Spin move by Moot in the lane, misses the shot. Blue Devils with the rebound. Carolyn Pond came in for Braylon Perkins during that stoppage in play for Whitehouse. Wright gets around Moot, but she gives it up to Pond. Pond takes one right outside the elbow, in and out. Russell with the rebound, out of bounds, off the leg of Whitehouse.
Yeah, we got to rip that ball out of there.
Russell throws it deep. Moot gets behind the defense, goes in for the layup, misses a shot, tried to shield her defender that was coming up from behind her. Couldn't get it to go in. Turnover, Paul picks it up, and she's going to take it all the way. Whistle, no good, but she'll go to the free throw line. They're all wanting Moot to get that 1,000 points because you could see Paul, she had the opening, and she still looked over at Moot to see maybe she could pass it over at the last second to try to help her get that layup.
Yeah, they're good teammates. They appear to really like each other a lot.
Paul makes the first one.
And that matters. It really does.
Number 20, Lily Harris checking out for the Lady Devils.
Lily Harris will come in for Ruby Wright for Whitehouse as Paul is short on the second one. Offensive rebound, Bradley. Putback is no good. Marion with the rebound. Whitehouse wearing blue jerseys, checkerboard trim with the white numbering. And Lily Harris makes herself known quick as she drives down in the lane and gets fouled.
Yeah, it's tough defense, which I like. That's the thing that probably your defense is the first thing that goes on a break.
Quick inbounds by Whitehouse, but the pressure defense of Russell causes the Whitehouse player to step out of bounds. So the Lady Panthers get another turnover, throw it up ahead to Moot. Moot into the lane. She's cut off by two defenders.
Nice
no look
pass.
pass to Bradley down low, who makes the left-handed layup.
A beautiful play. But, Bradley, she's got to be looking for it, too, How many times you've seen a ball throw low post and hit them right in the face, or they think a bomb's getting ready to hit them?
Another no-look by Marion to Marion. Marion makes the one from the baseline. That's the first basket for Whitehouse. Lady Panthers are up 6-2. Turnover, bad pass on Portland.
She just walked.
As Harris does get called for the travel. .444 remaining here in the first quarter. Panthers with a 4-point lead. Again, they try to throw it deep. Bradley chases it down, turns around. How that did not go in, I do not know. It rolled all the way around the rim. And now Whitehouse with the basketball. Coach Stein had to see something in the game film. Going deep on Whitehouse on every inbounds.
Whoa.
Gray takes a long three and nails it. Uncontested, but why would you contest it?
I would not contest it. If she can hit those all night long, then go for it.
Wow.
I got money she can't.
Bradley tries to play point guard against the pressure, loses the basketball to go back to Whitehouse, and with halfway through the first quarter, Whitehouse has a chance to take a lead here in this basketball game.
Yeah, Bradley needs to clear that thing back and give it to one of her guards.
Turnover. Paul tries to get around the defender. And Harris did a good job, and they're going to say that was off the Lady Panthers. much to the chagrin of the home crowd.
I love it.
Panthers now go full court. Pond takes the inbounds. She gets cut off from the sideline by McKelvey. Turns around, tries to throw it over to the other side. Turnover. Bradley gets it up ahead to Paul. Layup.
Great job of getting her head up. Getting a wide open pass.
3 points on the night for Nylock. 8-5, your Panthers lead. Harris to Pond. Pond waits for Rogers to pop out on front. Quick passing by Whitehouse. Tries to throw it down the low post. Turnaround shot is up. Rolls in for Grace Marion. 8-7 is your score. Panthers with that 1 point lead. 3:10 to go here in the first quarter. Backdoor cut. Moot has it. Gets fouled on the shot.
Yeah, you could probably flip a coin on who to call the foul on there.
That's twice here in the first quarter. The Panthers have been able to go back door against that White House defense. Moot makes the shot. Madison Mays will make her first appearance as she comes in for Story Russell. 2 for 2 is Gorchek Moot. She now has 4 points on the night. One more bucket. And we'll have that stoppage in play. Pond, baseline, loses it over to the Panthers. Three-point lead for the Lady Panthers. Again, McKelvey tries to go deep. Moot comes up with it, turns around, takes a shot, goes in, and that is it. 1,000 points in the career for Gorchek Moot. Coach Stein calls timeout. He wants to take some time to recognize Gorchek for her achievement. And there's a discussion. I don't think the referees are going to let them. They've got a plaque that they wanted to give in honor, but.
Yeah, why wouldn't you let them? Give me a break.
Well, we've seen it before.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Tonight, we'd like to take a moment to recognize a very special milestone in our program's history. Gorchek Moot reached an achievement that only a few players ever accomplished: 1,000 career points. Give another round of applause to Gorchek Moot on her 1,000-point career milestone.
Again, just a junior, Gorchek Moot hits 1,000 points for her career. And the whole bench was up when she did that little turnaround spin move in the lane, waiting to see if that ball was going to fall in. Back to the action. Whitehouse with the basketball. Harris will take the inbounds, guarded by Paul. Paul almost gets another steal. Harris has an open lane, throws it off to a teammate. Shot is missed. Mays goes after the rebound, picks it up, and now McKelvey will start off the offense. Over to the far side, Moot. Moot spins in the lane, takes another shot. That one goes in.
We keep forgetting we need to give her a double line.
Yeah, you got to have room for all that.
Yep.
And they're going to call traveling on Whitehouse. Coach Thayer's favorite call, palming the basketball. Ariel Lindsay will come in with 2:16 to go here in the first quarter. McKelvey will take a seat. Out goes Bradley and Moot.
Nice pass.
In
Nice
comes in
pass.
Sharklet and Story Russell. Side-to-side pass. Lindsay to Sharklet for the basket.
That was sweet.
And the Panthers now have a 9-point lead just like that with 2 minutes to go here in the first. Whitehouse storming back, makes the bucket in the lane. That will go in for Braylon Perkins. 16-9 is now your score. Under the 2-minute mark. As Mays makes her way from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, hands it off to Lindsay. Russell with the basketball. Back to Paul, who will back it up. Trying to get around.
Oh.
Marion takes a shot. Goes in. Nylock Paul showing her moves. She must have got a new pair of shoes for Christmas. And she has 5 points for the night. Panthers have now doubled up White House. 18-9 is your score as Harris drives in the lane, turns around, makes a shot, misses it. Put back no good. White House gets another offensive rebound. That one doesn't go in, knocked out of bounds by the Lady Panthers, so it'll stay with White House. White House had 3 opportunities for that basket. Wasn't able to get one in.
Yeah, the one thing we got to quit is them being able to dribble all the way down and get a shot. We're going to have to get in front and make them stop. That was something we had a problem with last year from time to time.
Paul will take a breather. Inbounds by White House. Open shot is missed in the lane, but Harris gets her own rebound, and she'll back it up and start again as McKelvey came in for Nylock. Backcourt violation on White House, as Mays was the closest to the event. 49 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. Portland leads 18-9. Mays runs to the right-hand side, gives it off to Russell. She'll take a 3, and she'll nail the 3. Story Russell leading the team in three-point shooting. Adds another one to the scoring column. Her first basket of the night now makes it 21-9, Lady Panthers. Harris over to Gray. Down low, shot is up, no good as Gracie Rogers back into the game for White House. Mays picks it up, gets fouled. It's the 4th team foul on White House with 18 seconds remaining, but that's the 2nd foul on Peyton Gray.
Her 2nd and the 5th team foul.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago against Westmoreland, that was out on us.
Excuse me, that was the 5th team foul, so that'll send Mays to the free throw line. You're not going to get over that, are you?
No, I'm not. I've actually got it written down for the pregame of the boys to talk about when you talk about the streak and stuff.
Tough call, tough call. Mays goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. As White House takes a long 3 off the mark, bounces around, picked up by White House. Another shot on the way. That one goes in. Gracie Rogers with the bucket from the sideline.
Gracie Rogers for 2.
Buzzer sounds as McKelvey gets one off from half court, but it no good. At the end of 1, it's Portland 22, White House 11. You're listening to Lady Panther basketball on the Portland Sports Network.
From phones and laptops to toys and tools, many of our favorite things run on batteries. But when tossed in the trash or recycling bin, these batteries can spark intense fires that are nearly impossible to stop. Battery fires are happening more often. They've destroyed homes, burned down garbage trucks and recycling centers, and, tragically, taken lives. When a facility goes up in flames, trash and recycling services can be shut down for weeks or even months. The good news, battery fires are easy to prevent. Just remember, never throw batteries in the trash or recycling bin. Always tape the ends and drop them off at a safe collection site or mail them in using a certified return box.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service.
Getting ready for the start of the second quarter as your Panthers lead 22-11. Most importantly, Gorchek Moot with 8 points in that first quarter. That second basket made her a part of the 1,000-point club.
Who's the members of that? Do you know? The members of that club? I don't know.
Taya would be in there on it.
Yeah. I just wonder who else, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't.
It's right there. I can't see that.
I can't read that from here. As Moot takes a 3, but it's off the left-hand side. I've got some names that I throw out there. Curtis may text me. I don't want to name and be wrong. You know, there'll be a couple small woods in there. Betty Wiseman will be a part of the group. 3 on the way by Whitehouse, doesn't go in. Long rebound, corralled by Bradley over to McKelvey, up ahead to Russell, who gets fouled going to the basket. Panthers have got their head up, looking forward on every defensive rebound.
Yeah, that's key. It's real important. Hey, quick, it's not really, I guess, a shout out, but our thoughts and prayers are with Brandon Roberts. His dad passed. Today was the funeral, so anyway. He's a good guy.
Brandon important to our football broadcasting team. Integral member of the quarterback club also, as Harris goes down the lane, throws one up off the glass, no good. Rebound by Kieva Bradley. 24-11 is your score with just under a minute gone here in the second quarter. Russell in the lane, hands it off to Moot. She'll go in the lane and she'll take the shot. No good. Offensive rebound on the opposite side, put back by Bradley, is good.
That's the key. If Bradley can do that consistently, it's going to be hard to stop us.
4 points on the night for Bradley. Ball tipped out of bounds by Portland. Timeout is called by Coach Stein. We'll take 30 seconds. We'll be right back to Panther basketball.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
6:43 remaining here in the second quarter. Lady Panthers with a 15-point lead against White House, trying to keep pace at the top part of that district standing list. As White House with the basketball will inbound from the far sideline. It's Harris who gives it up to Pond. Pond almost steps out of bounds, and they'll say she did step out of bounds. Paul into the game for Mays. For Coach Stein, you'll have McKelvey, Russell, Paul, Moot, and Bradley. Moot into the lane, takes a floater, short. Rebound, McKelvey. And the Lady Panthers get an extra possession this time down the field, and Paul takes advantage of it, going down the lane for a layup.
Yeah, they just can't guard both sides. If they shut one off, the other side's going to be open. Paul did a great job of going downhill and getting an easy shot.
28-11 is your score. Lady Panthers, looks like the layoff didn't hurt them any, as they were on a 5-game winning streak. 4 of 5. Harris with the basketball, guarded by McKelvey. She'll back up to the volleyball line. 5:38 remaining here in the first half. Pond over in the right slot area. Tries to lob it over Moot. She does. But then there's a foul in the lane against the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, it's good defense on our part. We're keeping them getting easy stuff. A lot of their shots have been kind of dipsy-doodle. That one half-court three they threw up and went in.
First foul called on Bradley as she gets the inbounds pass, takes it away from White House, but they'll get the double dribble as she was trying to corral the basketball.
You know what's funny? A lot of times they don't call that, which is double dribble all the time, but it's amazing how much that's not called, even in college sometimes.
Because it was almost like she didn't have possession yet, because she was trying to chase it down, yeah.
It was a good call. It's just amazing how much they don't call it.
Paul jumps the pass but doesn't get the deflection. Open shot for White House doesn't go in. Rebound goes to the Lady Panthers. Paul double teamed at the end line, dribbles her way out of it, and she gets into the front court over to McKelvey.
If they could give her a water break during action, she'd take one real quick, I guarantee you.
Moot drives in the lane from the right-hand side, and they'll call her for traveling.
Yeah, that was a good call. She tried to go between two, and if anybody on the team can do it, she can. But at that time, the girl got in there and held her up.
17-point lead for the Lady Panthers. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Kyle Eady, John Thayer, Miguel Evanderis along with you. Back in action here with high school basketball as Harris makes her way to the left-hand side. Tries to throw it in between two defenders. Lady Panthers pick it off. Moot comes up ahead, and she's going to take it all the way. Whistle.
Oh.
Offensive foul, called on Gorchek Moot.
It's all about angles. I didn't think the girl was set, to be honest with you.
And the second team foul.
That's the first foul on Moot. As Mays had come back into the game and Bradley had taken a seat. Portland White House. Rivalry game, no matter the records. Pond takes a shot, banks it in. First basket in the second quarter for White House. It's now 28-13. 4:10 remaining here in the second quarter. McKelvey to the near side. Moot again goes into the lane. Spin move, turns around, takes a shot, doesn't go in. Russell with the offensive rebound. But then she loses it to the White House defense.
Yeah, that was a nice shot by Moot, but she wasn't where she wanted to be under the goal. She ended up being right under it, which gave her no option at all.
Bradley comes back to the scorer's table for Coach Stein. She'll come in the next stoppage and play. 3:40 remaining here in the second quarter. 28-13, your Lady Panthers lead. As Harris, a lot of dribbling, gives it over to Pond, and she makes the three. Second three of the night for White House. Cuts it to a 12-point deficit, 28-16. Portland leads. Russell, miscommunication on the pass. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll go over to White House as Bradley will come in. And Moot will take a breather.
Yeah, just a little outside.
Harris playing point guard, the junior for White House. Picks up her dribble. Gives it over to Spencer, who takes a three. Off the mark. Rebound is loose, out of bounds. Last touch by Mays. No, they'll say it was off White House as Pond came in and knocked it out. McKelvey looked to go deep. It wasn't there. Catches Russell coming up to get the pass. Throws it right back to McKelvey. McKelvey done a good job tonight against this man-to-man full court pressure of White House. Bradley lobs down low to Paul. Paul has position. And I think they're going to call the offensive foul on Paul as she spun around to the basket.
I can see that. She kind of led with her elbow. If she had just spun clean, they wouldn't have called it, but she went in with her elbow just a tad. They're going to call that, especially when you're up by 12 against somebody.
Paul and Russell go out. In comes in Lindsay and Sharklet. Harris with the basketball over to the right-hand side. Tries to get in the lane, stops short, takes a 12-footer, and it goes in. It is now only a 10-point lead for the Lady Panthers. .220 to go here in the first half. Lindsay makes her way into the lane, loses the basketball. Gets it back, knocks it out. They'll say Lindsay touched it last, so it'll go over to the blue and white team. 10-point lead for you Lady Panthers, 2:10 remaining in the second quarter. Harris, once again, into the lane. Takes one from the left-hand side, doesn't go in. Sharklet with the rebound. And she gets harassed, and a foul's going to be called on White House. That's the second team foul of the quarter with under 2 minutes to go. Panthers lining up for this press break. McKelvey into the front court. Goes from right to left. Dribble handoff to Lindsay. Ball is loose. Picked up by Whitehouse. Pond with it. Pond makes the way to the basket. Gets fouled while shooting. And that one will go against Mays. And that'll send the junior Carolyn Pond to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, right now we got a few subs in the game. They got to make sure they clean their stuff up. I mean, you kind of audition for your minutes, so to speak. And if when you're auditioning and you're not looking good, everything's not crisp, it's going to point to you. That's just the way it is.
Carolyn Pond at the line for the Lady Devils.
Pond makes the first free throw. She makes the second, 2 for 2. It is now just a single-digit lead for the Panthers. 28-20 is your score.
And Whitehouse throwing a little trap on us here.
Bradley gets it in the front court, throws it over to McKelvey. Lindsay, far wing area, makes her way around 2 defenders, picks up her dribble. Throws it out top to Mays. Mays takes a couple dribbles in the lane, tries to hand it off back to Sharklet. Ball is on the ground.
Yeah, that just really wasn't a good idea, Mays, because she penetrated a little too close to who she was dishing it to. So she was actually taking defenders to Sharklet. So it wasn't going to look good. It wasn't going to work out, period.
And that was a foul on Sharklet, which puts Whitehouse into the bonus. And they'll go to the line for 1+1, which equals 2 shots. Pond misses that one. Pond gets set for the second one. That one goes in. 28-21 is your score. McKelvey, baseball pass, and I think it got tipped by the bottom of the backboard as it was way short. Whitehouse gets the turnover. And Whitehouse trying to get it to a 5-point or less game, but it's not going to happen that way as Mays gets the errant pass. But then another turnover by the Panthers in transition. Wright gets to the elbow, takes a shot, bounces out, chased down by Spencer. Spencer gives a bounce pass in the lane back to Wright. Panthers knock it loose, but it's picked up by Whitehouse. Over to the baseline, shot is up, no good. As Bradley, in the game, you got Bradley, Sharklet, Lindsay, Mays, and McKelvey with 38 seconds remaining here in the first half. A 7-point lead. Baseball pass down to Bradley, and she gets it right on the near side of midcourt, goes to the front side, takes it down the lane, misses the bunny. And Whitehouse with the rebound, 30 seconds to go, and only down by 7. This is a Whitehouse team that lost by 3 total points against Greenbrier in their 2 meetings this year. The 3 is missed by Whitehouse, chased down by Mays, gets knocked out. And it'll stay with the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, the
12 seconds to go.
Don't want to do is play down to your competition. Right now, I think we are.
Panthers line it up. McKelvey to inbounds. Bradley with 10 seconds to go. She'll take it to the front court. Ball is tipped out. So with 6 seconds remaining, Panthers will have it.
And you know, you got to give it to Whitehouse. They come in here with 2 wins, and they're fighting hard, dude. They're just not rolling over. They're putting up a battle.
Turnover by the Panthers. 1 second. Ball does not get off in time. It doesn't go in anyway. It's halftime. Portland once had a 17-point lead. It has now been cut to 7 as Portland leads Whitehouse by a score of 28-21. We'll be right back. You're listening to Panther Basketball.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semiquincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that define who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Halftime, where Portland leads White House by a score of 28-21. A 10-0 run by White House in the first half will be cause for interest and conversation in that Lady Panther locker room. 22 points scored in the first quarter by Coach Stein's team. Most important was the basket by Gorchek Moot that put her in the 1,000-point club. Score increased to 28-11 early in the second, but things got sloppy from there. 10 points for White House, none for the Lady Panthers in the final 5 minutes. Turnovers, unforced errors, just started to look like they hadn't played in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's the subs was the key. Coach Stein went to subs really quick, which is good. He's got a lot of confidence in his girls, but I think that kind of got him out of sync, to be honest with you. Because it takes time. When you pull people off the bench, working with your starting five, on paper we got a starting six. And once you kind of start going under that, you kind of get the rhythm just kind of fell apart on us. So when you had all this break and then you get the rhythm out of whack with some subs that normally don't play that much at that part of the game, I think that's what contributed to it.
And you got to wonder, Coach Stein maybe rested a lot of his starters there in that second quarter. You got to think, is he kind of worried about their conditioning because they had no way to condition unless they had a treadmill at their house.
And we got 3 games in a row.
Exactly. So you kind of got to wonder if he's like,
it's good thinking if you can pull it off.
I need to milk this if I can.
Yeah, it's great thinking on his part. And like I said, I mean, he's a great coach. There's no discussion anymore if there ever was. What he did last year put him put him on the map as a great coach here at Portland High School. And I've always thought he was a good coach anyway. But like I said, for any doubters, if there were any doubters, which there always is, it is what it is. It's the way society has gotten these days, there's just so many great coaches sitting in the stands. It's unbelievable. And some people in the stands know the game. I mean, I'm not saying all because you're in the stands you don't know the game, but it's crazy. I don't want to get on that. That's for the Saturday show. You know, I wonder if Andy has figured out that the off the rails started on a missed extra point attempt that I thought the kid missed it. And I just rambled, and then me and you were both rambling. And then he said, "We're going off the rails here, guys." So serious, because we were having fun. It was like the game wasn't being played at the time. I think it was halftime. And we even asked our guest at halftime, I think it was Brandon Barlow or Terry Barlow, said, "Did you see that extra point?" And so I wonder if Andy even realizes that one comment started a fire that's brewing on Saturdays.
Yeah, I remember that well.
It's great. I'm going to give you some points here. Madison Mays got 1. Nylock Paul, 7. Gorchek Moot, 8. Kieva Bradley, 6. Story Russell, 4. Bailey Sharklet, 2. We were 5 for 8 from the free throw line. Rebounds. Now I'm you. Russell, 1. Mays, 3. Paul, 1. Moot, 3. Bradley, 5. Steals, Russell, 2. Mays 1, Paul 2, Bradley 2. Assist, Mays 1, McKelvey 3, Moot 1, Bradley 1, Lindsay with 1. We had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, which was played basically with our starters. At the end of the first half, we had a total of 12. So, you know, I think that's just the continuity just wasn't there with the subs is what it hurt, I think.
Coach, as both teams come back out on the court and start their halftime warm-ups, it was announced this week that the Portland High School football team now has a new football coach.
Yes, we do.
Coach Brian Dupree from the Liberty Creek coaching tree. And we got a chance to kind of talk to him. There's a little, Dr. Woods had a little meet and greet for him before the game over in the auditorium area where everybody could kind of come in. Mike Moore was there. I think he saw the cookies. I think that's why he showed up.
Well, he's part of the quarterback club, too, though.
Yeah.
And Portland Sports Network volunteered a hat for the new coach. If he doesn't like fit, there's no point sitting on the shelf somewhere.
He was wearing it. I liked it. He had some enthusiasm. And we're going to have him up here for a couple of minutes, halftime of the boys' game, and kind of get everybody a chance to kind of hear his voice. And you know, they say sometimes it's all about the press conference. So,
yeah, I mean, you never know. The one thing I liked about him is he said he didn't like to really – he wasn't a public speaker. And I'm kind of like that, too. If you put me in my element, like here, talking about basketball, I'll talk basketball all day long. But if you put me in front of a bunch of people and just try to sell myself, I don't enjoy doing that. If you want to put me in front of a bunch of people and talk about something that I have interest in, I'm all good with that. Not that he doesn't have interest in the program, but you know what I mean. When your intro, you got to do all this, say the right thing kind of stuff, and you kind of it takes time to learn how to let your hair down, so to speak, and just say what's on your mind. I mean, the bottom line is, Coach Satterfield at Trousdale County, there was 2 of them, but the one who started that whole thing, he said, when you're a coach, you have false friends and true enemies, and that's 100% correct. The bad part is the coaches' families catch a lot of that, which is really sad. But anyway, so, you know, it's a tough deal. You always got to watch yourself because no matter what, somebody's going to complain about something that you said.
Lady Panthers will play defense to start the second half. It'll be McKelvey, Paul, Russell, Bradley, and Moot. Moot jumps a pass, gets a turnover, and she'll go uncontested in for the layup. No, it rolls out. Misses the layup, and it'll go back to White House.
Hey, Pepe came out of hibernation.
Would you say that's our first Pepe appearance of the year?
No, Pepe was here at one time. I thought I remember. Oh,
Russell.
Oh.
Tries to get the interception, falls. She hit the ground pretty hard.
She hit the ground with her nose.
But she's laughing as she's coming up. Paul's going to take a three. There you go. Nylock Paul in double digits for the night with 10, and it's now a 10-point lead for the Panthers.
If her mom only knew that she could fall like that when she was an infant, she probably wouldn't have worried near as much.
Moot comes from behind, steals the basketball from the White House guard, turned around, and she makes that layup. She made sure that one was going to go in. And now Moot has 10 points on the night. The Panthers quickly get it up to a 12-point lead. Almost another turnover as Russell tips the ball out.
You see Coach Stein, what he had in mind worked. It's a whole different group here with the starting five. Like I said, we go 6 deep, I think, as far as starters, because Mays at any time can come in and lead this charge as well.
It's almost like a home and away thing, it seems like. Home is Russell, away is Mays.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Turnover, Moot throws it up ahead to Paul. Paul gets fouled on the shot. And she'll go to the free throw line. Moot had a little bit of English on that.
Yeah, she did. Her just to catch, it was over the shoulder. It was pretty impressive. Just to catch it was impressive, and then to get a shot off was even more impressive.
Paul hits the front end on the first one. Nylock shooting 53% from the free throw line this year.
I was just glad the Groundhog did not see a shadow. And it ain't got nothing to do with the one in Pennsylvania. It's your Groundhog. My Groundhog came out the day before and had a great time.
Okay.
So that tells me that it's going to warm up.
White House quickly breaks the Lady Panther press and scores an easy bucket. It's now 34-23 as Paul went 1 for 2 for the free throw line. Now she's going to take a three. Doesn't get it. Offensive rebound goes to Russell. Story will go to the free throw line.
But you know what? If you think about it, it makes sense. Why does the Pennsylvania Groundhog, he doesn't know what kind of weather we're going to have, right? There's no way. Our Groundhogs are the one who's going to dictate our weather. And our Groundhog said we don't have 6 more weeks of winter.
I don't have an answer for you. But I like your debate. Russell makes the first one, and the second one goes in. 36-23 is your score with 6:22 to go. Panthers in their own full court pressure. And Russell just took it away from the White House guard, passes it up ahead to Bradley. Shot doesn't go in.
It's the speed thing. We lull them to sleep in the second quarter. And when we put these starters back in here, man, we're flying. And they can't keep up. It's like, I don't know. It's amazing how fast we can be.
Portland will inbound from the baseline. Low block pass to Paul, but she misses it. White House with the rebound. Nice screen by White House to get to the front court. Passes it over to Marion, who makes the layup. 2 times now, White House has done a good job in the past 3 possessions of breaking that press by the Panthers. It's an 11-point lead for the Lady Panthers under 6 minutes to go. Paul will initiate the offense, dribble handoff to McKelvey. Back over to Moot. Paul takes a 3. Doesn't get it. Out of bounds, last touch by the blue and white team, so it'll go over to the Lady Panthers.
Good job by Bradley, almost keeping that ball alive.
Spencer will come in for Rogers. 11-point lead for the Lady Panthers. Too hard of a pass coming in on the inbounds.
And she shouldn't have tried to save it, because if she'd have saved it, we'd have had 2-on-1.
So the Panthers get that turnover. Trying to increase this 11-point lead. Moot to Russell. McKelvey to the near slot area. And she gets pushed. A little bit too aggressive a defense for the Lady Blue Devils. White will get called for a foul, and that'll be her 4th with 5:21 to go here in the third. And that'll bring in Lily Harris, the junior, who done a pretty good job for White House, I thought, in that first half.
Yep.
She was aggressive, led the point guard position. Moot takes the inbounds, guarded by Pond. But she'll give it up to Paul. Paul directing the offense. Everybody gets set on a 1-4. McKelvey pops out with the pass. Bradley in position down low, gets fouled from behind.
I'd like to see her be able to finish that thing up. That would have been interesting.
You think it would have been a two-handed slam?
No, it wouldn't have been that for sure, but I just wanted to see how smooth her shot looked.
She done a good job of getting position as they rotated the ball around to the near side. Lob in from the baseline.
I'm not sure how that wasn't a foul, but that's okay.
Lady Panthers lose it. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with White House.
You know, this referee down here, he's an old dude. He doesn't look old, but he refereed when my kid was playing basketball, and that was 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002.
Wow.
So he was either a really young buck or he's aging well.
Harris gets called for the travel. Turnover gives it to Portland.
I wonder if he remembers me.
We can do a meet and greet after the game if you like.
The key is if I walk down the bottom of the steps, does he throw me out? If he does, he remembers me.
Gives you a text.
Yeah.
Swing around to the near side. McKelvey looked at the three, pump fakes, goes
Nice
baseline.
pass.
Good pass over in the middle lane to Bradley, who gets that open, uncontested two-footer. 38-25 is your score. Portland leading with 4:25 to go. Ball is out of bounds. It'll stay with White House. Into the game comes Madison Mays. She'll make her first appearance here in the second half, and Bradley will take a seat.
But, you know, you had the Hall of Famer, Jake Daughtry, here with us, and he told you exactly what happened. I did that one time on purpose to fire the team up to get a game winner from Jake.
Another turnover on the inbounds.
Oh.
Tic-tac-toe. And Paul gets fouled on the toe part. And she'll go to the free throw line as Mays picked up the loose ball, threw it over to Moot. One touched it to Paul down low. 13-point lead for the Lady Panthers. Paul misses the first one. Panthers have won 5 of their last 6. Looking to keep the streak going and trying not to lose ground against Liberty Creek, who is undefeated at the top of the district standings. And the second one will roll in. Pass up ahead for White House, knocked out of bounds by Mays. So
It's
we'll
good hustle.
restart
She
from
almost
there.
came up with that ball.
Inbounds to the low post, and they'll get Moot reaching in from behind.
Yeah, I'd rather her not do that ever. There's just no gain. Nothing's going to come out of that at all.
Number 24, Georgia Booth, that'll be her second and the first team foul.
That's the second foul on Moot. Baseline shot by Whitehouse is off the mark. Rebound to Moot. And she quickly makes her way to the other end and aggressively goes in. And again, the ball just rolls off the top of the rim. Whitehouse into the front court, tries to throw it up ahead. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll go over to the Lady Panthers. 14-point lead with under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Portland and Whitehouse.
Whitehouse isn't backing down. They're playing hard. They're just not quite as athletic and skilled as we are in some spots.
I think this was the game that was originally scheduled for the 27th.
The Friday?
The Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
Yeah. Pass down low, tipped out by Whitehouse. So it'll stay with the Lady Panthers. Baseline out of bounds play coming up for Coach Stein's team. As they'll run 3 in the paint. Madison open, can't get it to her. Throws it inbounds to Russell. Picks up her dribble over to McKelvey. McKelvey dribbles baseline, bounce pass to the low block to Paul, and it goes in.
It should have been in one.
23, Paul.
14 points on the night for Nylock. As she almost swiped that one. She did. Picked up by McKelvey, who passes it up ahead to Paul.
That's a foul.
Whistle, and to the free throw line will go Nylock Paul.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in on you. I just don't like those undercut fouls. They scare me.
Foul number 1, Carolina Collins, Her second.
You know, I don't mind being aggressive and I don't mind fighting hard, but I've never liked people get that kind of sideways cut on a run out.
Bradley into the game as Paul misses that first one, and Russell will go out. Second one goes in for Nylock. 17-point lead. A lead that had been cut to 7 by Whitehouse, now back up to 17. And an unforced error by Whitehouse will give the ball right back to the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, just good defense on our part, putting a lot of pressure on the ball. She had to dribble a little bit more than she needed to.
3 minutes to go here in the third. Lady Panthers have outscored Whitehouse 14-4 here in this third quarter. Touch pass down low to Bradley. Turnaround shot is good. Now you see why she's leading the team in field goal percentage. 8 points on the night for Bradley. Marion gives it up to Pond, over to the far slot area. 3 is good for Whitehouse.
She didn't call it.
Shane Spencer with the triple. Makes it 44-28.
You know how hard it must be to bank shot a three?
Looks difficult. All about angles, ain't it, John?
Yeah, it is all about angles.
Tough defense by Whitehouse, but then they're going to get called for the push at the very end. Knock the ball away from Moon.
But you know, when you look at the stat sheet, there's not a little thing that says bank shot.
Counts as 3, don't it?
It does.
Lady Panthers are in the bonus as Moot makes the first one. Couple of substitutes for Whitehouse coming into the game. Grace Lynn short. Along with Perkins, who is back in. Free throw is good. It is now 46-28.
We've got a good team here. If they'll just buckle down and try to, every practice, work on little things. What a lot of teams do is they lose focus on fundamentals. They just quit doing it.
Another 3 by Whitehouse. That one doesn't go in by Perkins. Knocked out by McKelvey, so it'll stay with Whitehouse. 46-28, under 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Baseline inbounds for Whitehouse. A quick shot on the way by Short. Doesn't go in. Picked up by Moot. Excuse me, Paul with the spin move. Doesn't go in. Rebound Whitehouse. Tipped out by the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, it was
Blue
a good
Devils will
move.
have it.
She needs to just go up a little stronger at the very last second instead of so dipsy-doodling.
Whitehouse a little lackadaisical with that pass, but they're able to keep possession. But Madison Mays says, I've got something to say about it. Tie up on the far sideline, and they'll say Whitehouse was out of bounds, so that'll give it to the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, it was a good call, and the ball was loose there. 20 just dove for it, but landed half her body out of bounds.
Nylock Paul passes it to the referee, who happened to be on the near corner. So turnover will give it to Whitehouse.
Number 5, Gracie Rogers checking in for Whitehouse.
Nice, strong pass, though, just a little over the top.
Mays, Russell, Paul, Bradley, and McKelvey into the game for the Panthers. As Whitehouse able to inbounds in the backcourt, makes it to the front court, slips it over to Short. Short takes a shot, gives it up to Pond. Pond back out on front to Spencer. Spencer made that 3 just a few minutes ago. 1:21 to go in the third. Baseline for Perkins. Passes it back out on front to Spencer. Turns around, takes a shot off the mark. Offensive rebound goes in.
2-pointer, number 2, Shane Spencer.
As Whitehouse has hit the 30-point mark with
That's
a minute
a
to
foul.
go. And they're going to call held ball. Possession arrow will go to Whitehouse.
Yeah, I don't think so, but that's okay. It's good for her. You know, you got a 16-point lead. Put some pressure on our young guards is important because they're going to get pressure. If we get in postseason, they're going to get it for sure.
Inbounds from White House. They'll swing it out up top. As Perkins picks up her dribble and gets stuck. There was a collision between Paul and Rogers of White House, and Paul is still on the ground. And Rogers holding her head. So stoppage in play. As Paul gets up on her own power, but she makes her way over to the bench. Best buddy Moot will come in for her. Paul with 14 points on the night. Take a seat with 50 seconds to go here in the third. Panthers up by 16. White House curls, gets the inbounds. Pawn guarded by McKelvey, goes over to the left-hand side, down the lane, tries to do a no-look pass. They'll say she was held. That's only the second team foul on the Panthers here in this quarter. First foul of the game for McKelvey. Spencer. And they'll call a foul on McKelvey again as she held offensive player as the ball was coming in.
Yeah, you got to keep your shoulders square on that. You can't let her get between you and the passer.
There was a buzzer, and we're not sure what the stoppage. Referees are making sure nothing was missed. So we'll start play again. Inbounds for White House is tipped, picked up by Pawn. Pawn looking for short in the low post. It's not there, so she'll throw it out on top to Perkins. Perkins catches Rogers flashing in the lane. Rogers gets it down low to short. Turnaround shot is up, no good. Rebound McKelvey throws it up ahead to Russell, but it gets tipped by White House. And White House gets possession back again as Perkins goes down low to Short. Short turns around, makes that one. The sophomore gets a bucket for White House at the 16-second mark. And the Lady Panthers will try to go for the last shot. And a bumping foul on Pawn.
Yeah, I'm not sure you really want to get a foul right there.
Yeah.
All right.
In the backcourt.
Mr. Basketball expert, when you catch a ball in low post and you slam it down with two hands and catch it, that should not.
They won't call it.
But it's a violation.
They won't call it.
It's silly.
I agree, it should be a double dribble, but it looked authoritative, though.
It did. Should have killed a whole bunch of ants if they was crawling around on the ground right there.
McKelvey makes that first one. Yeah, you don't want to foul in the backcourt with 10 seconds to
No,
go.
you definitely don't.
And you're in the bonus situation. McKelvey makes both of them.
McKelvey said thank you.
That's the one you don't want to foul if you're an opponent of the Lady Panthers. And a turnover on the inbounds from White House. So with 8 seconds to go, Panthers will get another shot to score here going into the fourth. McKelvey takes a shot from the inbounds, and a three goes in. That was one of those no, 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 yes, yes. Buzzer runs out. A nice three at the end of the third quarter from Addison McKelvey gives the Panthers a 19-point lead, and it's 51-32. Your Lady Panthers lead. We'll be back for the final 8 minutes of Lady Panther basketball.
I'm Nate Honeycutt.
I'm Quinte Titan.
Start of the fourth quarter. Lady Panthers will have possession of the basketball. It'll be Story Russell, Addie McKelvey, Madison Mays, Gorchek Loop, and Kieva Bradley. Mays in the corner. No look pass over to Moot in the short porch. And they'll say she stepped out of bounds going towards the baseline.
Okay. I believe you.
I wasn't sure what the call was.
I wasn't either. I'm not used to that signal.
Whitehouse with the basketball, tipped away by Moot. She tries to save it out of bounds.
That was pretty athletic move.
Yeah, that scared me. Probably scared that fan right there on the second row, too. And a turnover on the inbounds again by Whitehouse. Not sure how many times we've seen that tonight. You know, that's got to make Coach mad. Frustrated.
It wouldn't be if I was the coach. Let me just tell you.
Dribble handoff to Moot, gives it over to Russell. Russell makes her way to the free throw line, but then hands it up to McKelvey. McKelvey, uncontested in the lane, misses the floater. But the putback by Bradley gives the Lady Panthers a 21-point lead. Whistle.
Yeah, that's a tough call when you're trying to dribble between two people.
Second foul on Bradley.
And that was actually, really good job on us defensively, not reaching or getting out of position.
Whitehouse with the basketball. Turnover picked up by Moot. Again, Madison Mays right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, that was a great steal on her part.
Moot picks up her dribble at the volleyball line, passes it over to Mays. Mays
call timeout. She's fouling her.
Loses the basketball, picked up by Spencer. But Moot comes up from behind and says, I don't think so.
When you pick up your dribble and then all of a sudden your pivot foot starts moving because they're leaning into you, that should be a foul. There's just some things that common sense, your eyes are seeing, like there's just no way that's not a foul.
Moot goes out, Bradley goes out as Whitehouse scores on the inbounds. Sharklet and Sanders into the game for Coach Stein. Russell, top of the key, gives it over to Abby. Abby takes one from the baseline, gets hacked on a shot. And that will send Sanders to the free throw line.
So who you for Sunday?
I'm for either one. Really.
All righty then.
I've been trying to pick one.
It's easy peasy, the Hawks.
The who?
Seattle Seahawks.
Why is that easy?
Because I used to live up there.
Oh, okay.
See, and you can't say, the thing is, I'm a Titans fan, all right, because I'm from the state of Tennessee now. But at one time, I was from the state of Washington, and there wasn't a Titans. So I could, you went with them. I love the Hawks.
Sanders makes both free throws.
And I've got three hoodies and a hat to prove that I've always been for the Hawks.
How can you be from two states?
Well, I was from there when I was stationed there. How's that?
I'll take that. Jumper by Whitehouse is good. Panthers quickly come back the other direction, and Mays gets fouled driving into the lane.
I liked her drive. I didn't like her under scoop. That ain't going to score many points. Hopefully they'll call a lot of fouls there.
Drew the foul.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
Madison Mays at the line for the Lady Panthers.
And, I'm really high on her. She's a really good basketball player, but I just didn't like that attempt of a shot.
Misses on the free throw. 0 for 2 on that possession. Whitehouse up ahead, hands it off. Back out on top. Right, spins into the lane, takes a jumper, and the foul will be on Sanders. That'll send Ruby right to the free throw line. First foul on Sanders. It's just the second team foul. 5:46 to go here in the final quarter. Panthers up by 19. A game in which they led by 17, and White House cut it to 7. And then the Panthers turned the Jets back on and haven't looked back. Free throw made by White House. Madison up ahead to Sharklet, turn around in the lane, and she gets fouled.
Nice catch, nice pass.
We've seen that all night, the Lady Panthers looking up ahead.
Yeah.
Looking to get it over the defense, behind the defense.
And I know against Greenbrier, they threw home run after home run ball and just threw it down there. They knew we could outrun them. And we did.
Lady Panthers come away with the win in that game. That was the last game played.
Got to hit your free throw so your name can get in the paper.
Sharklet gets one of two. 56-37, Lady Panthers lead. Ball is loose on the floor. 3 people have it, so we'll call it a held ball. Possession stays with White House.
That's the most important thing when you're a sub, is when you get an opportunity to get a free throw and get your name in the paper, you got to make it.
Good inbounds play for White House, but the short jumper doesn't go in. And then they're going to call held ball on the rebound. Now possession just back over to the Lady Panthers.
Sharklet did a good job fighting for that thing.
Still full court pressure for White House. Mays with the basketball throws it over to McKelvey. McKelvey spins, loses it, picked up by White House. Harris with the basketball, and she'll stop over in the far slot area and wait for her teammates to catch up. Panthers had a slight lull, but they look like they come out on fire, keeping up that hot streak. Mays gets bumped at the center line.
Yeah, that should have been a foul.
Over to McKelvey.
They don't want to
4:44
stop
to
the
go.
clock, I don't think.
McKelvey floater off the mark. Offensive rebound by Sharklet, and the second putback still doesn't go in. And White House with the basketball. Morgan Sales comes up to the scores table along with Ariel Lindsay. They'll come in on the next stoppage and play. 4:17 to go here in the fourth. White House takes a 3, and the rebound is chased down by McKelvey. Over to Mays, up ahead to Sharklet, who got behind the defense and gets fouled, and an and one for Bailey Sharklet.
Great outlet pass. She did a great job of corralling it, taking the bump and getting the ball up and in.
The basket is good. Foul call for 10. Allie Hanlon. That's going to be her second.
That looked like a senior. That looked like 2 seniors making a play.
It did. It looked
in
very
that
impressive.
transition. McKelvey will come out. Russell comes out. And in comes Sales and Lindsay.
Well, we know her athleticism is off the charts because her brother's athleticism. And then her parents, they work her hard. They make sure she takes.
Mays gets the offensive rebound from the miss. Sanders into the game. Sanders, Mays, Lindsay, Sharklet, and Sales. Tough pass out of bounds. It'll go over to White House. Kendall Gregory comes in for Sharklet.
Number 22, Kendall Gregory, checking in for the Lady Panthers.
5-guard lineup for Coach Stein here in the final 3:36. Panthers up by 21. Tipped out of bounds. Will stay with White House.
Sorry, had a baseball player report. They're over there working hard, getting their reps in while their coach is over here having a great time. Shout out to the assistants for taking over tonight and getting it done for us.
Almost another steal by Mays. White House gets through it, goes down the lane, misses a shot, out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Devils. So Lady Panthers 3:17 to go.
You like those hats this year, don't you?
I do like that. Turnover by the Lady Panthers, picked up by White House, who gives it right back, chased down by Gregory. And she had a foot on the corner. Inbounds is loose, chased down by, yes, you guessed it, Madison Mays. And she gets bumped trying to go towards the baseline.
Yeah, she got bumped pretty hard.
Panthers are now in the bonus.
That'll be her fourth.
So Mays will get 2 shots.
Madison Mays at the line for
Now that is a hard thing to witness, is Jay Guthrie's granddaddy going to set on White House's side. Oh, that just hurts my so-so. But, of course, they're over there for Coleman for the next game. So.
I was going to say, which is worse, that or having a Mr. PHS Athletics Hall of Famer sitting over there.
Yeah, with a bluish hat on. I thought he swore off blue hats.
What is this world coming to?
Yeah, it's that in itself is kind of weird. But, I just realized I'm real excited about the boys' game. Drew Lowry is the White House coach, and Drew played ball for me and against my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's a White House graduate.
He's a White House graduate, a great athlete.
Didn't realize he played during that time span.
I think he graduated in 2001. But, yeah, big rivalry, great athlete, great kid, a lot of character. When he got the job, a lot of people came to me and said, what do you think about Drew coaching? I said, it's a great hire, even though I like the road coach a lot too. He played the same time. So
really?
Cook, wasn't that his last name?
Yeah.
But he went to Liberty Creek, but he's a fine young man too. So they went back-to-back, good people as coaches. It'll be interesting to see how he strategizes tonight. I'm interested in that.
White House at the free throw line. Makes the first one. Second one goes in for Marion.
A lot of White House people had their doubts about him. Of course, everybody has doubts about everybody.
Boys team's getting off to a good start. Turnover by the Panthers, gives it back to White House. Ball is loose again. And they'll call a foul on the Panthers. A 20-point lead for the Lady Panthers. And this is exactly how it needed to be. You needed to come in here and quickly set your ground, shake off the rust as fast as possible. And it didn't really look like they had rust in that first quarter.
No, they didn't. And in the second quarter was a sub thing. I think got them out of whack. In the third quarter, they came out on fire. Their speed was just off the charts.
Tipped away by Sales, but White House picks it back up. And again, knocked out by Sales. 59-39 is your score with 2:10 to go. White House to the baseline, guarded by Gregory. Gives it up to Short. Short to Harris. Over to the far side to Gentry. Looking for a screen, doesn't get it. Ball is tipped again. Picked up by Lindsay, but they're going to call a foul, and it's going to go against White House.
Lindsay is really, really quick. At Greenbrier, she got some good minutes in. She's fast.
Looking ahead, if we want to go ahead and call this one.
Yeah, this one's over. That's why I'm talking about everything but this game.
A 3-1 district record. You look at what's going on the weekend. Greenbrier tomorrow night. Homecoming.
Yeah, it should be a pretty easy win for us. Greenbrier just can't match up with us at all.
And then Saturday we got to travel to Springfield, another team that we defeated earlier in the season.
But Springfield poses a threat. They were pretty quick. They had some good athletes on that team.
They had the athleticism to match. I agree. White House has the basketball with the Panthers up 60-39. Misses the three. Rebound by Gregory. They'll call traveling. That was a tough one. Tough call.
Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. She's like, she went in a state of confusion or something. I don't know if she got bumped and got her kind of discombobulated.
Harris takes a quick shot from the inbounds play, doesn't get it. Chased down by Thompson, turnover back to White House. And then a foul send White House to the free throw line. NFHS, did you get it hooked up?
I think so. I just was trying to listen to it a little bit more, but then I realized that I was putting you in a bad spot by not being here. Because you need my voice, no doubt.
John's been working to try to get the audio feed hooked into the NFHS broadcast. And we think we may have that settled.
Yeah, at halftime I'll listen to it real quick. It's on pause right now.
That was on the to-do list from Principal Woods as a task we needed to complete this year.
Well, since they're listening now, I guess I shouldn't say this, but if the first support guy I would have called would have told me the right place to put it, we'd have been up a month ago.
Ariel Lindsay with a three from the near side. Gives the Panthers a 23-point lead, 63-40. Under a minute to go here in the fourth quarter.
But the young lady support person today, this evening, nailed it. She was right on it. Well, the one I talked to before her was even on it more.
Missed shot by White House. Gregory gets fouled on the transition. 35 seconds remaining.
There's some good athletes in this younger group. They look like they can run pretty good.
And we said earlier, it's very important, considering 3 games in 3 days, 7 games in 12 days. Very important that some of your starters get to don't have to play so many minutes.
Yeah, and you know, a different subject. They're starting to talk now about possibly doing away with district tournaments and playing. You haven't read that?
Mm-mm.
A couple schools already one or two regions have already done it, but they say because you just repetitive, you just keep playing the same people all the time. So just go ahead and seat your 4 district teams and go right to the regional.
From the regular season standings. Yeah. I did see where there's talk, and I think it may have passed. It's always been for the state tournament, your final 8 teams, there's a draw to see who plays who. And now they're talking about using a state RPI type power index, ratings index, and letting that decide.
But who's going to do that? Who's in charge of the RPI?
Well, you've already
the
got
guy over in Robertson County that does the paper over there. Shane Keller, surely not.
I don't know.
But you know what I mean? Someone's got who's going to do it. That's that would be my question.
There's
who's
a few
the
out there.
expert?
Max Preps has one. Associated Press has one. I don't know how they come about it, but what they're trying to avoid is having 2 teams that some would say should be the finals game playing in the first round. So they're just trying to better the situation.
Yeah, I'm always good with trying to do the right thing, as long as you have the people doing the deciding that are qualified.
I failed on the countdown as the quarter comes to an end. Portland comes away with the victory by a score of 63-41. Let me catch my breath. We'll come right back. We'll wrap this thing up and get ready for this boys game as you're listening to Lady Panther Basketball on the Portland Sports Network.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semiquincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that define who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good. Give a hoot, don't pollute. brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service.
From phones and laptops to toys and tools, many of our favorite things run on batteries. But when tossed in the trash or recycling bin, these batteries can spark intense fires that are nearly impossible to stop. Battery fires are happening more often. They've destroyed homes, burned down garbage trucks and recycling centers, and, tragically, taken lives. When a facility goes up in flames, trash and recycling services can be shut down for weeks or even months. The good news, battery fires are easy to prevent. Just remember, never throw batteries in the trash or recycling bin. Always tape the ends and drop them off at a safe collection site or mail them in using a certified return box.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Join us Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Off the Rails, brought to you by Portland Sports Network's YouTube channel. Hosted by Coach Miguel Almendarez, Kyle Eden, and Coach John Thayer. We talk about local high school sports, as well as other local and college sports, and any other subject that might come up. Tune in and join in on the conversation. Off the Rails.
Panthers come away victorious in the first game of two nights doubleheader with the final score over White House 63-41, and in a game in which they needed to come out strong and did come out strong. And maybe that puts them in good preparation for the next two games and try to keep that number 2 spot in the district standings. I felt like they did have the little lull in the second quarter, but we talked about that. There was a lot of rotation going on. But when they had to, they came out and caught on fire. And their defense, their hands were just everywhere.
Yeah, they're a quick group. That's the thing, and they've got good length. The sky's the limit if they'll buckle down and realize it, because, this is a generational group, not a team, because last year that was part of the group too, with Teo leading at point guard. But it's a generational group of young ladies. And, we've got 3 starters. Russell's a senior, Bradley's a senior, Paul's a senior. We're going to miss them. What they got to realize, this is their last go-round. They got this last couple months of basketball, they've got to pour into it more than they ever have. Like I said, the one thing that a lot of people quit doing is once the season starts, they quit working on fundamentals. And that's when you should actually work harder on fundamentals. I know it's boring. I know cone drills, chair drills. I know all that stuff's boring, but this is the time of year that you got to make sure that more than ever you're sharp with it. Your block-out drills, you're doing stuff the right way. All that is so important. If they'll get together and buy into that, it's got a special group. They can go a long way. They could take a chance to state tournament. I think we're more proficient scoring this year than we were last year. You know what I mean? More girls can score double figures. So with that being said, the only thing that would keep us from doing what we need to do is our defense, our rebounding and blocking out the way it is, and then our bringing the ball up court. I mean, our guards are still young. They've got one more month to grow up. We've got a freshman and a sophomore that we weigh on real heavy to control the ball. But as a group, there's a lot of good things that can happen with this team.
Lady Panthers' record improves to 13-10, 3-1 in the district. No other district teams were playing tonight. So So that record will stand. They'll be in second come tomorrow night, no matter what. But that leaves White House down 0-5 and now 2-19 for the season. Friday night, homecoming versus Greenbrier for the second matchup of the season between those two teams. Saturday afternoon, game will be at Springfield. Start time for that game will be 2 o'clock p.m. 2 o'clock p.m. and that'll be at Springfield. And we'll be broadcasting both of those games, both tomorrow night and Saturday.
So let me get the scores. I got, and hey, these may be a little flaky here and there, and they're never official. Just keep that in mind. If Curtis doesn't say it is, it ain't. With Madison Mays, I've got with 1, McKelvey 6, Narlock Paul 14, Gorchek Moot 12, getting her 1,000th point tonight early. Bradley with 12, Russell with 6, Sharklet with 5, Lindsay with 4, Sanders with 1. We were 17 for 29 at the free throw line. I don't know. That's probably not official. For some reason, I don't feel like that's right on. But, you know, we've had a break for a while. Anyway, rebounds, Russell with 2, Mays with 5, McKelvey with 1, Paul with 2, Moot with 4, Bradley with 6, Lindsay with 1, Sharklet with 3, and I think we've got a 1 down there for number 3. Who's number 3? I don't have her on our roster.
It'll be Annabelle Thompson.
Okay. I can't believe that's Danny's granddaughter, isn't it? If there's anybody on the deal, I ought to know her. But anyway, my bad to her. Steele, Stormy Russell, 3, Mays with 4, McKelvey with 1, Paul with 2, Moot with 3, Bradley with 2, Lindsay with 1. Assists, Mays 3, McKelvey 5, Paul 1, Moot 2, Bradley 1, Sales 1, Lindsay 1. We're not going to talk about turnovers. We had 3 in the first quarter. At the end of the half, we had 12, then 23 to end the game. So a little higher than we want. The first quarter, though, if you think about it, coming out after such a long layoff and only having 3 turnovers in the first quarter, that was pretty impressive, I think. So the Lady Panthers are good. They got a good group. They just, right now is the time there's not much time left in the season. They got to make sure.
How many did Gorchek have?
12 is what I got.
Okay, well, Gorchek Moot, big story of the night now with 1,006 points in her career as a Portland High School Lady Panther. And nothing but the ceiling up ahead of her as she can soar even higher than she already is as a junior.
Yeah, it's
Lady Panthers once again come away with a victory against rival White House Lady Blue Devils. We'll take a short break as we get set for the boys' game. This is Panther basketball. Time to switch gears and focus on tonight's boys matchup as the Panthers put their undefeated district record on the line against the White House Blue Devils. Again, the first game since January the 20th for this team, a victory over Greenbrier at that time. Not available to do any practices until this week. And John, that can go two ways. Either you're unable to get a rhythm early because of the layoff and, the lack of conditioning, or you can be chomping at the bit and you just come out on fire.
Yeah, I mean, chopping at the bit for sure, but this is going to tell me a lot about this team. It's a really special team. Got a chance to really do a lot of good things. But what their strength is, their endurance, because we only go 7 deep, sometimes 7.5. And that's everything. So I'm hoping these guys wasn't couch potato these 16 days. And, you can get on stationary bikes. You can get on we've got 2 gyms here in town. You can go work out, pay, $10 for a week pass. I'm hoping they took serious at least their conditioning, because their conditioning is what separates them from everybody else. It's an extremely talented, athletic, the word athletic team, and they're athletic because they can fly. They are all fast. They can all control the ball to a certain point, and that's the key. I'm just, you don't know what they've done these 16 days, but if they're really serious about this team and the accomplishments, this team could go to a state tournament, dude. I'm telling you. When you got 7 guys that can run the floor like they do, there's no doubt, that you've got a chance to go somewhere. And their conditioning was going to be key. So, I don't know. I didn't call all of them every day and ask them what they were doing. I'm really anxious to see. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't love a lot of teams. I love this team. I really love, and we knew coming in. We said it last year. We were young. We had a lot of guys coming back. There was some stuff they had to learn, like not shoot yourself out of games. And at this point of the season, that's what they're doing. They can hit threes, but they're not losing with threes, right?
Right.
And they're going to the hole, they're driving, they're back cutting, they're doing everything you need to do. They're playing great defense. They don't seem like they care who's scoring what. They seem like they only care about one thing, and the win. And when you've got a bunch of kids that truly cares about winning first, you've got only great things are going to happen. I really love this team. If you haven't come out and watched them, you need to come out and watch them. They're fun to watch. Coach Ferg, Coach Ferg's a low post dude. I don't know if you've noticed him, but he's a big guy. He grew up playing low post. So obviously his brain.
Are you talking about Hall of Fame coach John
Hall
Ferguson?
of Fame Coach Ferg, yes. His brain, his whole mindset is, low post kind of stuff. So for him to get totally out of that element, not that we go low, but our whole goal is not to feed the post traditionally. He lets these kids, he realizes, I got a lot of great athletes here. I don't have a really true super big low post, even though Keelan is dominating down there. Mm-hmm. But he coaches athletes, which is really impressive.
17-4 record on the season, even better than the 2002 team that come in. 3-0 in the district. They've won 10 in a row, 14 of their last 15. I give you that little bait.
Yeah, and that one game was Westmoreland. 17.9 seconds left in the game. We had the ball, setting up a shot. Tristan Calver got knocked out of bounds. They called him I guess they thought he was just going to jump on his teammates on the bench in celebration of being behind by a point. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then after that, Tristan had a chance to win it with a 3. He missed it, and then he had a chance to nail it with a driving layup, and it went off. But you know what? Tristan wasn't afraid to take that shot.
That's right. And you'd want him to be the one doing it next time, too.
I want him to be the one. My thing right now on this team, and it changes every game.
Right.
Because you don't know who's hot. But if the game's on the line, if Keelan get the ball down low, I want him to have it, and Tristan Calvert out top.
We'll take one quick break and we come back. Next, we'll come back. We'll do the starting lineups and tip-off. You're listening to Portland Basketball.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that defined who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
I'm Nate Honeycutt.
I'm Quinte Titan.
I'm Keelan Dalton.
I'm Evan Brown.
I'm Tristan Calvert.
This is Coach John Ferguson. It's time for Panther basketball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Portland High School, home of the Panthers, for tonight's basketball matchup between the visiting White House Blue Devils and your Portland Panthers. Let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting White House Blue Devils. Number 1, Michael James. Number 2, Talon Flino. Number 12, Trenton Quinn. Number 25, Coleman Holmes. And number 33, Drew Richardson. And now it's time to meet the starting five for your Portland Panthers. Starting at point guard, a senior, number 0, Tristan Calvert. Starting at guard, a junior, number 3, Evan Ferguson. Starting at guard, a senior, number 4, Nate Honeycutt. Starting at guard, a senior, wearing number 15, Quentin Totten. And deep down in the center, a senior, number 23, Keelan Dalton. The Panthers are led by assistant coaches Alex Meadows and Thomas Woodward, and your head coach, John Ferguson.
We'll recap those starting lineups for you real quick for White House Blue Devils coming in 10-9, 3-2 in the district. They'll have Talon Fleener, Trenton Quinn, Coleman Holmes, Michael James, and Drew Richardson. Coleman Holmes will go up against Keelan Dalton on the tip. Ball is in the air, possession gained by the Panthers, and they'll be going from left to right wearing their home whites, purple trim, purple numbering. Starting lineup for the Panthers will be Tristan Calvert, Evan Ferguson, Nate Honeycutt, Quentin Totten, and Keelan Dalton, as Honeycutt nails one from downtown.
Good ball movement by your Panthers, finding an open man. Nate drilled it.
Lewis Taylor not starting in tonight's game, and they usually like to go through him, but you got to think about the guards. Wow. It's all about their guard play.
How long are you counting here?
Nice trap by the Panthers. Into the paint goes Holmes, misses the short jumper, affected by Dalton. Panthers come away with it. Calvert up to the front court, gives it over to Totten, to the near side to Ferguson.
Nice feed.
Honeycutt cuts in the lane, takes the pass, dribbles it out to the three-point line, gives it up to Ferguson, back to Honeycutt. Dalton trying to get position down low, nothing's there. Calvert to come back around and start up the offense. 2-3 defense for this White House Blue Devil team. Totten stops short at the elbow, tipped pass. White House with the basketball up the other end, and they'll quickly miss the layup on transition. Totten picks it up, throws it up ahead to Dalton, but it's knocked out of bounds by James. The two guards for White House is what you got to watch for. Talon Flanner, the junior, both of them juniors, Trenton, Quinn. They love to shoot the three, and they'll make the three.
Yeah.
Very important for the Panthers to play that, and it seems like it's always that way when you're in this White House.
They better love to run, too, though, because they're going to have to get back. We're going to push it.
Ferguson cross court to Totten. He looks at the long three, but doesn't take it. Calvert, far wing area, gives it up to Honeycutt in the corner. Honeycutt goes down low, entry pass to Dalton, spin move towards the lane, throws it out front to Ferguson, pump fakes in the lane, takes a leaner, misses it. Dalton with the rebound and gets fouled on the putback. Well, they'll say it was on the floor before the shot.
Yeah, Keelan did a great job of fighting in there, keeping the banging the ball alive.
And the first team foul for White House.
First foul of the night goes towards White House as Totten takes the inbounds from the corner but misses the three.
It was a good look.
2 minutes gone here in the first, a 3-0 Panther lead. Coleman takes it at the elbow but gives it up to Richardson. Richardson tries to go down low. Calvert takes it away into the front court, throws it over to Ferguson. He has to save it up ahead, and Honeycutt calms things down. And we'll start it over as Dalton being guarded by the much shorter Quinn, but he's unable to take advantage of it, loses possession, and it'll go over to White House.
Yeah, he tried to split two guys. It just didn't work out. You can't get mad at aggressiveness.
Fleener into the front court. Over to James. Dribble handoff to Richardson. This is a veteran team for the new coach Lowry. Pass is tipped away, back out front, down low to Holmes. Holmes tries to drop step on Dalton. Turn move, he's cut off, double team, back out front. Shot on the way, no good. Dalton saves the rebound, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with White House.
Yeah, it was a good hustle. I think he got popped a little bit on the rebound. Maybe it could have been a foul. But was trying to save the ball.
Senior Lewis Taylor comes into the game for James. And we're going to watch that. We were going to watch the battle between Dalton and Taylor, but Honeycutt gets the job, and he plays good defense as Taylor loses the basketball out of bounds. Timeout is called by White House. We'll keep it here to talk a little bit about White House. White House we thought this was going to be a big game between two undefeated district teams before the storms came through, but coming back, and White House was on a 6-game win streak at the time, but coming back, White House was able to play 2 games after the storm. They played one on Saturday and played one on Tuesday, lost both games, lost against Station Camp on Saturday, and then got beat by Greenbrier, which that was Greenbrier's first district win of the season. And they were able to pull off. So White House actually coming in here on a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, I don't know White House if they had anybody sick or what the deal was, maybe frozen in somewhere, but I don't see Greenbrier beating them.
Panthers with the basketball. It's 3-0. Almost to the halfway mark of the first quarter. Totten bounce pass to the short porch for Dalton. He looks out front, decides to take his defender, goes to the other side of the basket, but misses the short layup. Honeycutt with the rebound. Totten will start it over again. Hangs it back to Honeycutt. Honeycutt guarded by Taylor. Throws it cross court to Calvert. Uncontested three. Off the mark. Taylor with the rebound. White House looking to get their first points of the night here in this possession. Again, Honeycutt has the job of guarding Taylor. Straightaway three for White House is no good. Offensive rebound to the guard. Hands it off to Coleman, who gets the jumper in the lane.
Yeah, Holmes did a good job of getting in the paint, getting an easy shot there.
Coleman Holmes gets the first bucket for White House. Makes it 3-2 Panthers. 3:39 to go here in the first quarter. High screen for Calvert. He gets cut off by Taylor on the switch. Back over to Honeycutt. Open three, in and out. And White House says Fleener in the front court. Over to Richardson. Almost gets it taken away by Ferguson.
Yeah, great defense.
He has to grab for the basketball, gets it over to Lewis in the area, and yes, traveling violation on the senior.
Nate's got his pink shoes on going tonight. I still want to know where those gold ones went to. Those reminded me back in the Memphis Melrose when they come up here and play football, and they had their stud guy or their quarterback had those little gold shoes.
Right. Cameron Stahl into the game for Coach Lowry. Totten waits for Ferguson to pop out front. He'll give it right back to Totten.
We can't be afraid to go downhill on them, even though they're playing kind of a soft zone looking deal.
Calvert gets the pass from Dalton over to Ferguson. He takes a dribble, takes a shot.
Good shot.
Good. 15-footer by Evan Ferguson. 5-2 is your score, Panthers. Baseline goes Quinn, and they'll call the reach in. The offensive foul is called on White House. I think that fooled everyone. So the foul will go on Fleener. That's the second foul on White House here in the first quarter. 2:22 to go. Low scoring first quarter here. Calvert. Evan Brown into the game for Coach Ferguson. Calvert at the top. Baseline goes Honeycutt, throws it out front to Ferguson. Now Brown looked at the three, decides against it. Couple of dribbles. Dalton at the elbow, but he'll hand it off to Calvert. Calvert goes downhill, shields his defender, misses a shot. Holmes with the rebound.
Yeah, don't be afraid of contact. He's been great at it all year long. We don't need to change it now.
Fleener, step back, doesn't take the three, off to Taylor. Hands it off to Fleener. Guarded by Brown. Brown cuts through that screen. Fleener backs up, takes the mid-range, no good. Calvert with the rebound. Panthers with a 3-point lead, 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. Two of the top three teams in the district going at it tonight. Number one on that list is your Portland Panthers. Calvert, couple steps in the lane, hands it off to Ferguson for a three. He got it.
Tristan did a good job of breaking down the defense, going in and getting them to collapse on him and giving a wide open three.
Clock ticks under a minute, 8-2 lead for the Panthers. Quinn, whistle in the paint, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Taylor.
And a technical.
White House was arguing the call. And who took that offensive foul, John Thayer?
I don't know. Who did it, Evan Brown?
Nate Honeycutt.
Nate Honeycutt. I don't know.
I just laid it right there for you.
You did, man. I don't know. I had my attention on another matter on that court that I was trying to pay attention to.
Calvert leads the team in free throw shooting at 69%.
Nate taking it doesn't surprise me. Him or Evans, the charging kings.
Calvert gets set for the first one and he makes it. Substitution as Elijah Sidnor comes in for Ferguson.
Hey, at least I said I don't know. I did not have made it up. I had 5 selections I could have guessed. And the thing about it is there's just probably 2 or more likely to take the charge.
Calvert makes both technicals, and the Panthers will keep possession of the basketball here with 44 seconds to go, a 10-2 lead. Whistle's blown. I'm not sure what the stoppage in play was about. But
Yeah,
we'll
I don't know either.
as Nate will throw it into Brown. 40 seconds remaining here in the first. Brown will stay right past midcourt as he's not being guarded. Panthers are happy to just let this run out.
I love it. Why not? You're up by 8. I'd sit there the rest of the game if they didn't want to come play defense. Right? A win is a win. A 10-2 win would make me just perfectly happy.
Honeycutt standing at the free throw line as Brown looks up at the clock, down to 15. 12. Now they'll initiate the action as Brown gets it back from Calvert over to Sidnor. 6 seconds to go. Calvert goes baseline, throws it over to Brown, takes one at the buzzer, off the mark. At the end of one, it's Portland 10, White House 2. You're listening to Panther Basketball on the Portland Sports Network.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that defined who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
Join us Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Off the Rails, brought to you by Portland Sports Network's YouTube channel. Hosted by Coach Miguel Almendarez, Kyle Eden, and Coach John Thayer. We talk about local high school sports, as well as other local and college sports, and any other subject that might come up. Tune in and join in on the conversation. Off the Rails.
Up on White House 10-2. Talking about Coach Lowry. He was first-year coach for White House. Was the coach of Hunter Middle School before coming here, but he is a White House alumnus, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as the game goes on. White House with the ball here to start the second quarter. Quinn, step back, open three, goes in. Can't let that happen.
Yeah, there may be a little push-off going on, but if it's not called, I guess it didn't happen.
Brown to Sidnor. Gives it to Calvert, flashing into the free throw line, but Calvert not going to take it. Honeycutt started again. 10-5, Panthers lead.
I love it. I mean, we're all about, I'm not sure I love that shot.
Brown takes one from the corner, but it doesn't go in, so White House gets the rebound. White House is going to play zone defense.
Yeah, that's cool. That just wasn't
that
wasn't the shot right there.
Taylor over to in the corner is missed.
Nice rebound.
Stahl had put one up, but it couldn't make it go in. Calvert tries to take a screen, loses the basketball from behind. Flinner has one man to beat. Honeycutt affects the shot, but White House gets the offensive rebound. Flinner backs up to three, takes a shot, it's way off. Calvert will push it to the front court. Honeycutt going baseline, floats one up, doesn't go in. Offensive rebound by Dalton, and he'll get fouled, and they'll say no before the shot.
That's Taylor's second there, right?
Foul ball number 10, Lewis Taylor. That'll be his third.
Third?
Team foul.
Yeah, the charge, the technical, and then. That's big. Lowry's going to have to get him out of the game, isn't he?
Taylor already on the bench as James comes in for him. Lob down low to Dalton. Turns around, misses the shot. The White House with the rebound. A lot of physicalness going on in the paint area.
Yeah, I think we can't be afraid of their paint. We got to keep going in there.
Quinn out on top, being harassed by Brown. Brown goes past him. Quinn stops, shoots one from the elbow. That was just a good move by the junior guard.
Yeah, you can't say it's not because it was.
Panthers lead cut to 3 now, under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. 1-3-1 defense for this Blue Devil team. Calvert gets it into the paint. Spin move, turns around, takes a shot.
That was a nice shot.
Good move, good shot, just didn't go in. Up ahead goes Whitehouse, pump fake, partially blocked by Dalton. Panthers up ahead, and Dalton gets a return pass and gets fouled on the way to the basket. Whitehouse student body section doesn't agree with that call, but number 23 is going to the free throw line.
Yeah, I'm not sure what there wasn't, why you couldn't agree with it.
Number 23, Keelan Dalton at the line for Portland.
Shout out to Ganny tonight. Hope you're doing well, enjoying the game.
Dalton with the first free throw, it's good. That's his first points of the night. Totten comes in for Sidnor. Ferguson will come in for Brown. Second free throw goes in for Keelan. 2 for 2. Keelan has really improved on his free throw shooting the second half of this season. Spin move in the lane from Whitehouse. No look pass over the stall is good. 12-9 as the White House's offense is starting to get some rhythm.
Yeah, we were a little flat foot on the back door there. That looked like us offensively.
Totten near slot area. Gives it to Dalton in the low post. Dalton turns around, makes a shot. He had his defender sealed before the ball ever got there.
Yeah, Key is so fast and strong down there.
4 quick points here in the second quarter for Dalton. It's now they up to a 14-9 lead with 4.5 to go. Dalton jumps up from behind, and they're going to call a reach-in foul. Thought the Panthers had one there, but no, Dalton will get called for the foul.
Foul number 23, Keelan Dalton. That'll be his first.
That's his first foul of the night. Stahl will inbounds for the Blue Devils. Down by 5. Going to go into Fleener, who's now being guarded by Calvert. Calvert goes behind the screen. Fleener over to James. Back to the near slot area is Stahl. Back out on front to Quinn. Quinn guarded by Totten. Quinn tries to go towards the baseline, and they could call that on one of 2 people, and they're going to call it on Ferguson.
Yeah, we just got to keep hanging in there playing good defense. Like I said, they're doing what we do. They're trying to go to the hole.
That's the first foul on Ferguson. Second team foul on the Panthers. Inbounds in the corner by Whitehouse. Quinn takes a couple steps in and makes the mid-range jumper. 3-point lead for the Panthers at the 4-minute mark. Calvert dribbles towards the right slot area, fakes to the middle, passes it over to Honeycutt for a 3, off the mark. Honeycutt made his first 3 from the tip-off, has missed his last 2. Fleener almost travels, able to control it, gives it up to Quinn. Quinn goes baseline, backs up and gets nailed, and the shot doesn't go in as Totten will get called for the foul.
It looked like he pushed off to me, but Whitehouse is playing the way we play, and we got to not settle for those 3s. You can take them, but we just can't settle for them.
Quinn to the free throw line for 2. Back of the rim on the first one. Brown will come in for Totten.
Brown checking in for Portland.
Quinn gets the second one to roll in. 2-point lead for your Panthers. Number 1 and number 3 team in the district. Brown in the baseline, takes a shot up, off the mark. Whitehouse with the rebound into the front court as Fleener over to Stahl, tries to pass into the paint. Too many white jerseys picked up by Brown. Brown stops at the elbow, flips it over to Ferguson, who goes baseline with a running jumper in there.
Nice shot.
Leading score for the Panthers so far in this game. Ferguson has 7. Gives the Panthers back that 4-point lead.
They going to the hole, taking a short jump shot.
Holmes takes one from 3.
Yeah, I'm going to let him shoot that all night long if he wants to.
Honeycutt's going to push it forward, bounce past to Brown. Brown goes
Nice
in the lane,
kick.
gives it up to Dalton, who goes up and under for the layup.
That was sweet.
Great transition, fast break for the Panthers. Dalton with 6 points, all of them in this quarter, and the Panthers now have a 6-point lead. Fleener slows it down. Screen. The Panthers jump it. They're going to double team on Fleener. Gives it up. Tries to go down low to Holmes. Bad pass. Picked it up by Brown. Brown to the right-hand side. Fakes coming out. Goes baseline. Foul on Whitehouse. 2:02 to go. Panthers lead 18-12. That's the 3rd team foul on Whitehouse and the 3rd foul on Fleener. Taylor on the bench with 3. Fleener has 3. Honeycutt takes a pass from inbounds, turns around, banks one off the glass. Honeycutt with 5 on the night. It's now 20-12. Panthers have opened up an 8-point lead here with 1:45 to go.
I love how Calvert's staying back.
Picked off by Brown. Picked up by Quinn, and then Brown tips it from behind out of bounds. There's an aggressive play by Evan Brown.
Yeah, Evan's going to be all over the place for sure.
Whitehouse will inbounds from under their own basket. Throws it out front to James. James will hand off to Quinn. Quinn goes to right and left, takes a shot, misses it. Dalton with the high up rebound. And Brown takes Honeycutt going back door. Shot was partially blocked, out of bounds. And it'll go over to Whitehouse. 8-point lead for the Panthers with 1:20 to go, but Whitehouse has the basketball. Quinn guarded by Brown. They'll swing it over to the near side for Stahl. Stahl tries to go down low. They give it back up to James, who takes one from the paint, and it's good.
Michael James.
Under a minute to go for the Panthers. And let's see if the Panthers will just stall at the midcourt as Calvert stops right before the volleyball line, and he'll look at the clock. Whitehouse is going to stay in their zone defense.
I would do the exact same thing.
Willing to go into the locker room down by 6 or 8. 32 seconds remaining. As Honeycutt and Brown switch spots on the far side, Honeycutt will go towards the baseline. Brown comes back up. 22 seconds to go.
Or 9.
Calvert and Brown in the...
Right? Maybe. If we hit a 3.
12, yeah. Seconds, 8 seconds.
That's a
They
foul.
start the action. Dalton gets fouled 20 feet from the basket.
Well,
with 5
which
seconds
foul
to
was
go.
it is what I'm wondering. The 2 before he broke through?
It's only the 4th team foul. First one on Quinn, so the Panthers with 5 seconds to go. Calvert gets a running
Nice
start in the
move.
lane, misses the shot, put back
He
no
got
good.
fouled.
And Dalton, they'll say no foul, buzzer sound. So at the half, it's Portland 20, Whitehouse 14. You're listening to Panther Basketball.
That's the end of the
for Portland here at halftime. We're going to be joined by Portland High School new football coach here in just a moment as we recap the first half. Portland scores 10 in the first and 10 in the second. Keeping a fast-paced game. Does not look like they had rust at all coming out from the get-go.
No, I think what really got them out of whack just a little bit was trying to figure out the little zone defense they were trying to play on us, because that goes against what we like to do. We like to go to the hoe. But Coach Furr called a timeout and kind of told them what we needed to do to attack. I think the big thing is once they ran a couple transitions offensively, Coach Furr figured out what they were doing, and, I mean, we clamped down on them hard. I mean, they only got 2 in the first quarter anyway, but they had some shots that they missed. But in the second quarter, Coach Furr, he knew, he knew what Coach Lowry was doing. He just needed to see it 2 or 3 times, tell the guys what was going on, and go for it. So I like the way we play, and I got no problem with pulling the ball back. Real quick stats here from Tristan Calvert with 2, Evan Ferguson with 7, Nate Honeycutt with 5, Keelan Dalton with 6. Rebounds, Calvert with 3, Brown with 1, Honeycutt with 2, Totten with 1, Dalton with 6. Steals, Calvert with 1, Brown with 2, blocks, Dalton with 1, Calvert 2 assists, Brown 1 assist, and 3 total turnovers.
All right, we're going to take one quick break here as we get Coach Brian Dupree set up. We'll be right back. You're listening to Portland Basketball.
From phones and laptops to toys and tools, many of our favorite things run on batteries. But when tossed in the trash or recycling bin, these batteries can spark intense fires that are nearly impossible to stop. Battery fires are happening more often. They've destroyed homes, burned down garbage trucks and recycling centers, and, tragically, taken lives. When a facility goes up in flames, trash and recycling services can be shut down for weeks or even months. The good news: battery fires are easy to prevent. Just remember, never throw batteries in the trash or recycling bin. Always tape the ends and drop them off at a safe collection site or mail them in using a certified return box.
Smokey the Bear.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is terrible. I kind of sound like a straight country.
What's wrong with that?
We're joined here with halftime with new Portland High School head football coach Brian Dupree. Coach, thanks for coming up with us. I know Principal Woods had a little meet and greet for you there in the auditorium before the girls' game. I know you had a lot of people, a lot of team that was coming to see you, so I know you've been flooded tonight by everybody, but I appreciate you coming up here and talking to us for a little while. Hey, I like the attire, by the way.
Absolutely.
Hey, that looks normal to me.
Purple and
you look like you was made for that.
I'm ready for football. Let's play some football.
Yeah.
I like his basketball game. Let's play some football.
Well, again, appreciate being here. How did the connection get started? As far as did you reach out with interest in being a coach, or did someone come to you? How did everything get together?
I'm a 30-year resident of Sumner County, and so I've got friends throughout the county, and I just caught wind that something might happen at Portland if I'd be interested in applying. And when something happened, I put my application in with Mr. Woods, and he called me on a Friday and asked me to come in and interview on Martin Luther King morning.
Right.
And it was awesome. So I came in and interviewed and just had a phenomenal experience. Mm-hmm. And the people here are just so down to earth. They're just so nice and so welcoming. It's everything I thought it would be. I've known Portland's program since 1995. At Beach High School, we would go to Camp Nakomi with Portland, and we would end the camp with a scrimmage between Beach and Portland. And
Okay.
it was always a high-spirited event. And it was a highlight, I thought, for both programs. But I just always admired Coach Perry's program that he ran. It reminds me so much of my hometown. Coach Dale Pruitt, he's who I try to model myself after, and he was my high school coach. And so I've just always wanted to be a part of the Portland program. And our PE was just like the Portland PE. Our colors were blue and white, where Portland's purple and white, but that's basically the only difference. And man, I just feel it's such at home at Portland. It is my dream job.
Wow.
But it's just the vibe I get when I walk in. It's just, this is where I'm supposed to be, and I feel like God's blessed me to put me in this spot. And I'm looking forward to add to Portland's storied tradition.
Awesome.
So just blessed.
You come from the middle school ranks over at Liberty Creek. What do you think will be the biggest change or obstacle or challenge going from that level up to the high school level?
I have, in my 30 years, I've spent 15 years as a high school assistant, and then I've also spent 15 years as a middle school assistant and the head coach. And what I've noticed is football is football. It's running, blocking, and tackling. And whoever does that the best is going to win. And high school kids just move at a quicker pace. But you still have the same issues, whether it's middle school or high school, when it comes to athletes. And I just love being around football players and being around kids and mentoring kids. And I want to leave a positive impact on Portland football and a legacy that people in this town can be proud of and get behind the Panthers.
Wow. Have you thought anything about like your offensive philosophy, defensive philosophy? Do you already have something coming from what you're used to, or are you more kind of waiting to see what kind of players do I got? How can I fit them into what I do?
Historically, Portland has fit into a wing T system. That is what Coach Perry ran. I was an assistant for Coach Roger Holmes. The offensive philosophy that I follow is a wing T. It's a Herschel Moore system, but I call it the Roger Holmes system. A lot of people's heard of the Delaware wing T, and sometimes people haven't heard of Roger Holmes' system, but Holmes runs the wing T a little bit different, and I believe that's the version of wing T that we're going to run at Portland. And defensively, we're probably looking at an even front defense. It's similar to what Coach Hicks did last year with the football boys. And looking at what's coming back, that fits our personnel.
Does the timing, does that affect you any? I mean, here we are in February. Off season is kind of, through. We're almost here to spring practice. Do you feel like you're behind the game, or do you feel like everything's been taken care of pretty good until you got here?
I feel like the program is in good shape. Coach Moore and Coach Inman have been running workouts for fourth block, so the players are still exercising and they're staying in shape and they're working towards next year. As far as being behind, they may be behind just simply because a new coach is coming in, and I need to earn their respect. But outside of our program being behind other programs, I do not feel that.
All right, good.
The weight room, how important is that to you and your program?
The weight room is vitally important. I believe it keeps kids healthy. It lowers chances of injuries, and the lower injuries that you have, the better participation that you have by your athletes during the season. And it's a long, rigorous season, especially playing 5A football against Beach, Station Camp, and Hendersonville, and Hunters Lane. And that's a rigor. And also on our schedule is Springfield and East Robertson and Liberty Creek. So those teams provide a challenge. So our athletes need to be ready for a long physical season. And I hope just some minor adjustments to our weight program would be by maybe our linemen doing a certain type of lift as opposed to our skill guys doing more explosive type of lifts, just to be creating more explosion out of our skill and a little bit more combat type out of our linemen, just to increase a little bit more of the fight.
I like that. Well, Coach, thanks again.
Hang on. Coach Thayer, you got to ask him the question that you've been dying to ask.
No. How do you get your plays into your
There
quarterback?
you go.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to ask you that.
How do I get my plays into my quarterback?
Yeah.
I believe in huddling So we will huddle, and I will run my plays then with my split ends and my running
Okay,
backs.
that's cool. I'm good with that.
You've got another fan.
Yes. I am an under center wing T coach.
I like that. Coach Dupree, thanks again for joining us. Good meeting you, and we look forward to the season that's coming up.
And we gotta do a photo app here too, real quick. It's right in front. Kyle, you have to move in.
Do I need to take these off?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If you think you're cute with them, keep them on. If you don't, take them off.
I
look better with them on for me. It just hides my face.
All right, that was Coach Brian Dupree, new Portland High School football coach for the Panthers. As we get ready to start the second half, Panthers take the ball on the offensive possession, and quickly Dalton goes down the lane, gets a shot up and makes it. Panthers score first. Panthers now going from right to left. White House with the basketball. Out on top is Quinn. Throws it open to Fleener. Tipped away by Totten. Quinn gets it back. 8-point lead for the Panthers. John, I'm all discombobulated here. I don't have the right clipboard in front of me. I don't have the right notes next to me.
You're doing good.
3 on the way by White House, who's good with a hand in the face. Cameron Stahl gets one away. 22-17 now is your score. Calvert on top to Honeycutt. He decides not to take the 3. Ferguson's going to take the 3. Too hard off the glass. And Taylor with the rebound. And Whitehouse now can cut it to 3. 2 with the 3. It's Quinn over to Taylor. Back door. Gets it off. Affected from behind by Ferguson. Misses a shot. Calvert pushes it forward to the front court. And he'll give it over to the corner as Totten gives it back to Calvert. Ferguson catches Dalton in the lane. Spin move. Shot is up. No good. As Taylor stood his ground on that one.
Yeah, just stay with it. Don't make it too complicated.
Another 3. That one doesn't go in. Foul on the rebound. They'll go against Whitehouse.
Yeah, that was a silly foul on their part. We had total blockout positioning. There was no point in that. I'm glad they did it, but it just didn't make sense. That drives Coach Lowry crazy.
Taylor comes out. James comes in for him. Totten in the near corner, being guarded by Holmes. Gives it up to Honeycutt. High-low to Dalton is good.
That was a beautiful play.
A technical foul called against the Panthers. They'll put Whitehouse 2.
I didn't see it. I was putting the score down. I don't know.
So Fleener will go to the free throw line. As Whitehouse will get 2 and possession. Of course, they already had possession. Fleener misses the first one. And he misses both of them. A big opportunity for Whitehouse is blown.
So did you see the team? Was it just celebrating? You gotta let kids be a little bit of a kid.
Not sure how he was calling that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll watch it on Huddle.
Quinn into the lane, gets cut off by Dalton.
He needs to be careful.
Fleener.
We don't want him to get his 3rd foul here.
Fleener picks up his dribble, can't find anyone. Quinn comes to help. Quinn throws it up to a backdoor cutting person that wasn't cutting back doors. Ball goes into the corner. Turnover goes to the Panthers. Panthers with a 7-point lead. 3 minutes gone here in the 3rd quarter. Calvert into the front court. Takes a screen from Dalton towards the left. Straightaway 3 off the mark. And Whitehouse with another possession. student body section out in full force for Portland High School tonight.
Oh, great tip.
Dalton tries to jump the pass, ends up getting the ball off a tip, makes his way into the basket. Undercut shot doesn't go in, but he gets fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line.
He's so strong. He fights through that stuff. And the thing about it is you're getting fouled the whole time through, but you got to get to a certain point physically before they're going to call it.
Dalton makes the free throw. As Richardson comes in for Stahl for Coach Lowry. Second one misses. 25-17 is your score. 4:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Holmes pops out, guarded by Dalton. Bounce pass over to Fleener. Misses the three. Offensive rebound and putback by James. Poor positioning on the defense by the Panthers leads to a bucket for White House. Calvert goes baseline. Over to Ferguson for the three. In and out. White House now down by 6 and with possession of the basketball. Holmes down low to James, who gets fouled from behind.
Yeah, we got it. That back cut's killing us in a few spots. A couple of times when they do it, that's one thing. But when they make a pattern of it, you just got to realize you can't overplay the outlet. You got to be totally aware of a back cut.
That's the second foul on Ferguson. Inbounds play for White House. Lobbed out in front. Fleener goes to his right. Hands it off to Quinn, guarded by Ferguson. And they're going to call a defensive foul on Ferguson. I know that's not going to go well with the fans here on the home side. And now a technical is called against Portland. So that'll be the third foul on Ferguson, the fourth team foul on the Panthers with 3:33 to go in the third. And Quinn will go back to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the technical.
Quinn makes the first one. Misses the second one, so Quinn 1 of 4 on free throws in the technical situation. But White House keeps possession of the basketball. Ferguson will go out with 3 fouls. In comes Evan Brown for his first appearance in the second half. Quick inbounds for White House. Gives it to Fleener.
He walked.
Over to James at the top of the key. Back to Fleener. Flips it over to Richardson for a 3. Off the mark. Good rebound by Totten. 5-point lead for the Panthers here with 3:14 to go here in the third. Honeycutt bounce pass to Calvert. Calvert drives in the lane, stops short, takes the jumper. Doesn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't watch the scouting report. We don't have as many guys crashing the boards for some reason. I don't know if they're really like to take off and run with it, so we can't give it up.
Good hustle by Quentin Totten as he tipped the ball out of bounds off of the White House player.
Yeah, Quentin always plays with a lot of heart. He never gives up.
Calvert lobs it to Honeycutt at the free throw line. Almost gets it taken from behind. Goes strong to the basket. Whistle blown. And Honeycutt will go to the free throw line. Nate
I love it.
Honeycutt shooting 67% from the stripe for the season.
He got totally hammered out on top of the key. They didn't call anything, so he just said, you know what? I'm just going to go to the hole and get a foul that way if I need to. He did a great job.
Honeycutt misses the first. Misses the second one.
He
Lane
knew it.
violation on the Panthers.
It was on him, wasn't it?
Yeah. 25-20, Portland leads. 2:40 to go. Again, backdoor cut, and that time White House player stopped short. Ball goes out of bounds again. This is the first of 3 games and 3 nights for the Panthers. 7 games in the next 12 days to make up for the cancellations due to the winter storm. Brown in the far slot area throws it cross court to Calvert, who goes baseline and throws it over to Brown, who loses it, picked up by Richardson. White House full-blown the other direction, other side of the goal, and it's good.
That was a nice shot.
Fleener had Honeycutt all over his back, was able to shield and go to the other side. And now it's just a 3-point lead for the Panthers.
Yeah, we don't want Key with the ball out there. We want to feed it to him. Or no. Oh.
Dalton gets fouled driving in the lane.
Like I said, just give it to him wherever he wants it.
Foul is called number 1, Michael James. That'll be his second.
A lot of times when you get one of your bigger guys out there like that, you know, they get kind of a little out of control. But he subtly moved in. Really, really nice job on his part. We missed 3 free throws in a row.
As that first one rolls off the right-hand side.
Game like this, you got to make your free throws.
Short on the second. And they're going to call a foul on Panthers on the rebound in the lane, as that one will go against Honeycutt. That'll be his first of the night.
Foul call number 4, Nate Honeycutt.
So we're 1 for 6 on the free throw line in this quarter.
And that'll put White House into the bonus with 1:52 to go here in the third. Portland clinging to a 3-point lead. Holmes misses the first one. Second one goes in. An 8-point lead has now dwindled to 2 for the Panthers. Calvert in the corner, shot on the way, off the mark. White House with the possession and can tie or take the lead on this trip down the floor.
You can't force shots.
Tipped away, Totten gets the steal. Totten on the way to the basket, and they let him go, and it gets in. Great scoop and score for Quentin Totten. Get back to a 4-point lead. That's the first basket of the night. And
no.
Totten steals it again.
You're part of the floor, dude. If it hits you, it's live.
Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the referee. So possession goes to White House. As Taylor comes in. Inbounds for White House. 3 by Fleener. No good. Long rebound goes out of bounds. Last touch by. And we'll learn together. White House basketball.
The dude can call tees, but he can't call where it goes out at.
Under a minute to go, White House with the basketball over to Richardson. He takes another 3 off the mark, picked up by Brown with 53 seconds to go. Brown to the baseline, spin move, goes up against Taylor and makes the shot. Knew Taylor was in foul trouble. Taylor just had to stand and let Brown do what he needed to do. Good play by Evans, his 3rd point of the night.
See, Evan ought to back down like Tristan does. There's no point picking him up right there. All he's going to do is blow by you.
20 seconds left now. Richardson, Panthers playing that man-to-man defense. 12 seconds to go. Fleener backs it back out on front. 8 seconds to go. Fleener gives it out to Quinn. 5 seconds. Quinn backs up, has to take a shot. Up in the air. Taylor with the putback at the buzzer. The Panthers did everything right except a defensive rebound. As Taylor's able to put the putback as nobody was there for the rebound at the end of 3. Portland 29, White House 25. It's fixing to get chippy here in PHS Gymnasium. We'll be right back for the final 8 minutes of Panther basketball.
Join us Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Off the Rails, brought to you by Portland Sports Network's YouTube channel. Hosted by Coach Miguel Almendarez, Kyle Eden, and Coach John Thayer. We talk about local high school sports, as well as other local and college sports, and any other subject that might come up. Tune in and join in on the conversation. Off the Rails.
Start of the 4th quarter, the Panthers will play defense, and Coach Ferguson will have Keelan Dalton, Evan Brown, Tristan Calvert, Nate Honeycutt, and Quentin Totten into the game for the start of the final 8 minutes with a 4-point lead. Low-scoring basketball game, 29-25. Coleman comes up, gets the basketball over to Richardson, takes a 3 and gets fouled on the shot. Drew Richardson will go to the line for 3 free throws. Got to be the first foul on Evan Brown.
Yeah, I think 33 was fudging on that one.
Number 33, Drew Richardson at the line for White House.
Richardson makes the first of 3. Second one goes in.
Let's jinx him. He's going to make this one too.
Three for 3. 3 points the hard way for White House, and is now a 1-point game, 29-28. Portland leads. Portland wins this game. They get a little space up in the top of that district. They lose, and it's a mess in the middle. Totten lobs it over to Calvert. Calvert gives it back to Honeycutt on the nearest wing area. Back to Calvert. Calvert fakes the 3. Into the lane. No look pass over to Totten, who takes a 1-step 3. Front of the rim, no good. And now White House can take the lead for the first time of the night. Holmes at the elbow. Gives it up. Ball is loose. Dove for by Honeycutt, and a timeout called by Ferguson. 30-second timeout. What a call by the coach.
Yeah, he anticipated the heck out of that thing. Great job. The minute he hits the ground with the ball, timeout. And it's got to be a loud one because they're not looking at you. They're watching the ball. That could be a game-changer timeout right there. We'll see what we do on this possession, but that was huge.
So Honeycutt bum rushed the screen, was able to tip the ball loose, and for a second, nobody went after it because no one knew where the ball was at. Honeycutt dives on it and calls timeout. But, Coach, it feels like we've outplayed White House in so many different ways tonight, and yet we're only up by 1.
That's the rivalry game. Because I'm going to tell you a little secret. The one thing about Coach Lowry is he's competitive. Is about as competitive as any human being I've ever known. So if any of that rubs off on his kids, they're not going to quit ever.
First-year head coach Drew Lowry for White House. Panthers with the basketball. Brown gives it up to Honeycutt at the elbow. Honeycutt tries to pass it down low. Too many blue jerseys. White House gets the turnover, and once again, White House has a chance to take the lead. Fleener's going to do it from straight away, but off the mark. White House tries to save it, goes right into the hands of Honeycutt. He's going to push it forward over to Dalton. Dalton spin move in the lane, turn around, and the layup.
Man, we could push the ball.
Keelan Dalton a year and a half ago would have got called for charge.
Yeah, he would have went too
Dalton
fast.
Today stopped, spun in the lane, and got the open layup.
And he kind of goes in slow motion.
Turnover, tipped pass by Dalton, picked up by Calvert over to Honeycutt, and he'll get the layup. Two quick buckets by the Panthers now have them up 33-28. And a timeout is called by White House. We'll take 30. Portland on a run. They're up 33-28. You're listening to the Portland Sports Network.
Tennessee Commission for the United States Semiquincentennial was created to plan, encourage, develop, and coordinate the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, and recognize Tennessee's integral role in that event and the impact of its people on the nation's past, present, and future. The Commission promotes an inclusive statewide celebration and educational commemoration of America's 250th by interpreting and preserving Tennessee's unique stories, objects, landmarks, and places across our diverse state that define who we are as Tennesseans and Americans.
6:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. Portland with a 5-point lead, 33-28. And John, Panthers haven't been able to take advantage of the early foul trouble that White House had gotten into.
No, you're right. Coach Lowry's done a good job of milking it for what he can. He knows what he's doing. He's a good coach. I was wondering how he would do on the varsity level, but he's done a good job.
White House with the basketball, down by 5. Fleener guarded by Brown. Over to Holmes, who takes a three, nails it. Whistle on the court. A technical foul is called against White House after the made three-pointer.
Technical foul, call number 25. That'll be his third foul of the night. Tristan Calvert at the line for Portland.
So Calvert will go to the free throw line for the two technicals.
I'm going to write down the scores later because I missed that too. What'd Coleman do? Coleman ain't a technical foul kind of kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean he doesn't get excited, but he's just not, he's not that kind of mouthy kind of person. I'm proud of him if he did it for real, though. Sometimes you got to have a little chip on your shoulder.
Tristan makes both free throws. Panthers with the possession of the basketball and a 4-point lead. Calvert will take it in the backcourt. Over to Totten. Bounce down low to the low post for Dalton. Dalton is cut off by Taylor. Gives it off to a cut and Honeycutt, but can't make the basket.
That's
Ball is
unbelievable.
loose, picked up by White House. And Taylor will push it into the front court.
How did he miss that over the back there?
5:20 remaining in the fourth. Fleener, dribble handoff to Quinn. Gives it up to Coleman. Bounce pass to Fleener. Tips it up to Richardson for another three. Doesn't make that one. Long rebound goes to White House. And the Blue Devils will start it up again. Lob down low to Taylor. He's a little bit too far away from the basket.
He just walked.
And he takes too many steps trying to take advantage of Honeycutt.
Honeycutt's a tough cookie, dude. Because that ain't an easy assignment. Taylor's pretty legit down there in the low post. And Honeycutt hanging right with him the whole time.
35-31 Portland leads with 4:44 to go in the fourth. Calvert getting the play in from Coach Ferguson.
Now go to the hole.
And then down the lane to the hole. Right around Taylor goes Evan Brown for the score.
And when they trap you out there like that, you got it. You got numbers. And as good as we are at passing the ball, we need to go hard there. He did a great job. And Keelan was open for a feed if he needed to do it.
Taylor with those 4 fouls and a turnover as Honeycutt gets the pass, tries to throw it up ahead to Totten. I don't think he was ready for it.
He's got to be ready for it.
Tips out of bounds. It'll stay with the Panthers. Taylor has those 4 fouls.
You know what I mean now?
Panthers
That's our MO is running.
Full timeout. Coach Lowry of White House will be back with the final 4 minutes and 7 seconds of Panther basketball. 4:07 remaining in the fourth quarter. Portland leads White House 37-31. Congratulations to the Portland High School cheerleading team. Advanced all the way to the semifinals of the national championships down in Florida. Good job by Coach Barber and her team. Panthers will inbounds underneath their own goal. Totten can't find anyone. Lobs it out to the backcourt. John Thayer's favorite inbounds play. As Brown will play point guard in this possession, and White House goes man-to-man. Totten to the near slot area. Brown was posted up down low. Couldn't get the ball to him. And Honeycutt will restart it. As he backs his way up. Guarded by Holmes. Makes his way to the left-hand side, passes it over to Totten. Receives
he needs
the pass.
to drive on him.
Gives it back to Calvert.
That's a major mismatch if you can spread the floor and let Honeycutt take it.
Panthers using some clock here on this possession. As Honeycutt standing on the Panther eye. Bounce pass to Dalton on the baseline. Dalton spin move into the lane. Shot is up. Shot is good again. 4 fouls on Taylor. All he can do is stand there. 8-point lead for the Panthers, 39-31. 15 points on the night for Dalton.
But you know, that's how good of a player Taylor is. If he was standing there, whoa, that's an offensive foul. Oh, they called a block.
Entry
wow.
pass down into Taylor. Honeycutt falls backwards, and they're going to call a defensive foul on number 4.
But you know what I mean? Keelan, he didn't have an easy, that was an easy shot, but Keelan had by any stretch. He just knows how to use body, but keeps arms tight, so he didn't get that foul. Even though that was a charge, that should have been a defensive foul.
White House will inbounds to the front area. Quinn with the basketball. Bounce pass off the foot of White House center and taken back by Quinn down in the lane. Misses the layup. Rebound Taylor.
Whoa.
Blocked from behind by Dalton out of bounds. Will stay with White House, but what a statement by number 2-3.
Yeah, no doubt. He wasn't going to have any of that. And they could have got Taylor there for an over the back as well.
White House having trouble getting it inbounds. Finally does. Richardson out on top. Gives it over to Flinner, who goes baseline. Spins his way out of a mess. Comes back out on top. 2:28 to go. Timeout called by White House. An 8-point lead. 2.5 to go. And Coach Ferguson has not went to his bench.
No, he's not going to.
Much any this second half. He brought in Brown when Ferguson got his 4th foul. And he's left it with them for the rest of the game.
I'm going to tell you a little secret, too. Our little cheering section needs to get a little coaching better because our defense caused a timeout. And when that happens, your fans got to go nuts, right? Our defense made them call timeout. We just sat down. I mean, does someone need to go down there and hand out cards and tell them when they need to cheer and not cheer? Because that was bad. You right now as a crowd, you can take this thing over by right then. when your defense makes that kind of a stand that their coach calls timeout, your fans have got to go nuts. And we didn't do a good job. I have to get on Caden Lane and those guys down there, whoever leads that thing. We're going to have to talk about this a little bit.
Coach John Thayer serving as mentor to Panther Nation.
It's fun, though. Being part of a crowd in a good basketball game, basketball is more fun being in a crowd than football because your noise is more deafening inside this little gym. It just really goes down hard. So it's just so much more fun. You can take over a game with a smaller crowd in basketball.
Calvert, Brown, Totten, Honeycutt, Dalton on the court. Whitehouse will inbounds to Fleener. Gives it up to Holmes at the top of the key. Back over to Fleener. Fleener looks at the three. Cut off by Totten. Back to Quinn. Straight away. Takes a dribble to the elbow. Makes the 15-footer.
That was a good shot on his part because they needed points bad. Instead of being selfish, it's a good job.
Gets around Taylor, and that could be number 5 on Lewis Taylor.
Was there anybody else down there?
Oh, they're going to give it to Fleener.
Yeah, right now we got to hit your free throws. This is the same thing as hitting game winners. Hitting your free throws late in the game to keep the lead is critical.
Can't get the first one to fall.
Absolutely critical.
Calvert misses both of them uncharacteristically. Whitehouse now down by 6.
Yeah, that could be huge.
Quinn gives it over to Holmes, back out in front to Fleener. Fleener back to Quinn. Quinn takes a three. He rushed on that shot. Rebound Panthers. Calvert quickly takes it to the front court. Goes around one defender, past another defender, gets a layup.
He made up for it.
Of Tristan Calvert. 5 points on the night for the senior, and another timeout by Whitehouse. We'll take a quick one. 92 seconds to go in this basketball game. Portland up by 8. You're listening to Panther Basketball.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is in a larger space and has more to choose from than ever. Tons of Panther designs we can print in minutes. Tons of inventory you can grab right off the rack today. And the amazing new hat bar, where you can customize your own hat. See a design you love but not in your size? We'll print it in just minutes. So many unique gift items right in the store. With the holidays fast approaching, remember, shop early at Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland.
1:32 remaining here in the final quarter. Portland with an 8-point advantage over Whitehouse. They've not been able to get past that 8-point barrier. And shame on me. I feel so out of place because everybody's wearing the Beat Whitehouse t-shirts, and I failed to go get me one.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Even the new, as Taylor gets it down low, turns around, gets a shot, there was a switch in the paint, and Taylor took advantage of it. 41-35, Portland leads.
Honeycutt did a really good job there of realizing he was outmanned and outflanked and just letting the shot go instead of trying to do something stupid and do a three-point play kind of deal.
Whitehouse fouls Portland in the backcourt. And that's Fleener's 5th foul. So the point guard goes out, and now Whitehouse is going to hurry up and get Portland into the free throw situation. So tough call on the junior getting his 5th foul in the backcourt. Taylor comes out.
Call timeout. Okay.
Timeout called by Ferguson as we was at the 4.5 count.
Yeah, you just don't for sure needed a turnover there. You know what I mean? Period.
So Coach Lowry is content to let Portland try to win this basketball game from the free throw line.
That's what it's all about. When the game's late down the stretch, you got to put them on the line and see if they'll hit their shots. If they hit their shots, hats off to you. If you don't hit your shots, shame on you. You're going to lose.
Again, the first of 3 games in a row here for the Panthers as they will homecoming tomorrow night, Greenbrier, and then traveling to Springfield Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, see what I like about this. Well, I'm not going to say anything about it. We got a minute 12. We'll talk about it. I just like the team dynamic here. These kids, they're not selfish, it doesn't seem like.
Portland lines it up at the minus 40-yard line. Throws it up ahead. Taylor had a beat on it.
See the floor.
But he knocks it out of bounds.
Here your point guards have got to break to the ball hard.
Dangerous pass.
Yeah, it's extremely dangerous pass. It wasn't a good idea at all.
Honeycutt will inbounds this time. Gives it to Calvert, and Calvert quickly gets fouled. That'll be the 5th foul on Whitehouse, so Tristan Calvert to go to the free throw line. With a chance to extend this 6-point lead.
This is where you build your legacy right here. Hit these shots down the stretch. In the paper, it ain't going to say you hit a game winner, but you do.
Makes the first one.
I don't care if you score 1,000,000 points. If you can't hit the shots late down the stretch, it doesn't make any difference.
Second one goes in. Calvert 2 for 2. It is now an 8-point lead with 1:07 to go and a foul at the center line against the Panthers.
It's only our 3rd foul, so it's not that big of a deal. But you want to make sure you don't put them on the line.
Stahl will inbound for Whitehouse. Gives it up to James, back to Stahl, who takes a quick 3. In and out. Rebound, James back in. Whitehouse has cut it to 6 again with 55 seconds to go. Calvert gets out of the trap in the corner, over to Brown, back to Calvert. Calvert has free lane into the front court. No look pass to Totten. Whitehouse, a poor job of defensive transitioning and getting back.
Yeah, they didn't
press.
think we would run with it. They think we were going to turn it around.
3 is missed by Whitehouse. Taylor with the rebound, and he'll put it back. 30 seconds to go. Whitehouse is out of timeouts. Baseball pass is too hard. Out
This thing ain't over, dude.
It'll give it right back to Whitehouse. Your score is 45-39. Portland with the lead. 25 seconds to go. An ill-advised pass.
Yeah, we gave it to him right under the go, too. That's even worse.
Again, no timeouts for Whitehouse. Portland has 3, and Portland has a foul to give. Richardson straight away. Doesn't get that one to fall. Ball is loose. Tied up. Possession arrow goes to the Panthers.
Yeah, the first hat's off Evan Brown for getting on the floor to begin with, to get that thing laying down there, and then Nate Honeycutt went flying in to get a tie-up.
Calvert gets the inbounds, and he's quickly fouled. 17 and a half to go. Tristan will go to the free throw line for another 2.
Number 0, Tristan Calvert in the line for Portland.
Calvert spins, sets, shoots, in there.
Number 25,
Holmes will come in for the sophomore, Michael James.
The James kid looks pretty good at times tonight.
Calvert shoots, misses the second one, stays at a 7-point lead. Whitehouse quickly into the front court, catches Holmes streaking down the lane. A quick 2 points, 46-41. Panthers getting into Totten, and Totten's fouled.
Yeah, you can't let them fast break transition like that after a missed free throw. That's totally 100% unexcusable.
And you can tell that play had been run many times in practice. As soon as it got off the rebound, they already had 3 guys on the far side of the court running up the field.
Our 2-3 guard there just got lazy.
So Totten will have 2. Panthers with the 5-point lead, 6 seconds to go. Taunton misses that first one.
Oh.
Quentin shooting just above 54% of the season.
Which is really unbelievable because he's a really good shooter.
He makes the second one. Whitehouse runs
Someone
down the
take
lane, and they'll let him take the layup. As time runs out, Portland holds on a tough one against the cross-county rivals Whitehouse. Your final score, Portland 47, Whitehouse 43. We'll be right back for final thoughts and stats. You're listening to the Portland Sports Network.
Bye.
Panthers
Proud
go
of
2
you.
for 2 tonight.
Hey.
Final score for the boys game. Panthers come out in a tough one with a win 47-43, a battle from start to finish. Panthers kept streaking out to an 8-point lead, and Whitehouse would cut it back. Whitehouse never had the lead in the game, although they had several opportunities there late in the third, early in the fourth to take the lead, but the Panthers held steady, made enough free throws at the end to keep it respectable, and really just a good game against, this is a very good Whitehouse team this year.
Yeah, well, it's a good team defensively. They had a good plan for us. It took us a while to kind of figure out. We kind of wanted to settle for threes a little bit more than we needed to, but like it's been all year long, we didn't keep doing it. We decided to go into the paint, and we went down hard, and that was good. It gets them in foul trouble. It gets us on the free throw line. We got to clean up our free throw shooting. In the fourth quarter, we were 6 for 10, 60%. I don't know. That's okay, but 11 for 20 for the game. Now, a lot of that may be, the break, but we were struggling just a tad coming in. So they got to clean that up, because that's going to be something, their strategy is go fast, go hard, go to the goal. Well, when that happens, you're going to get free throws. And you got to make those easy buckets. And free throws are easy. They're not contested shots. They're easy, period. The only person that can keep you from missing a free throw is you, right? It's all mental. It's how much work you put in and how you do on the line. So that's the one negative tonight. Other than that, like I said, I love this team. This team plays hard. They're fast. Everybody can handle the ball to a certain point. Every now and then someone gets a little out of character and maybe dribbles. Handling the ball and dribbling the ball for long periods of time is two different things. So every now and then we're going to get out of whack there. But what I like about them is they don't seem selfish. They don't have a predetermined amount of points that they think they have to score. They kind of reminded me of my son back when he played high school basketball. He didn't care how many he scored. He cared about winning. If you got to score 20 one night to win, then you do 20. But if one night you only scoring 4, but you're getting charges and feeding your teammates and playing good defense, then that's good too. The key is winning. And this team seems like that's that kind of group of kids to me. And I just love them. I think the sky's the limit as long as they keep working hard. Let me give points real quick.
Yep.
Tristan Calvert with 9. Evan Ferguson with 7. Nate Honeycutt with 5. Quentin Totten with 7. Keelan Dalton with 15. Evan Brown with 4. On rebounds, Calvert with 4. Evan Brown with 2. Honeycutt with 4. Totten with 2. Dalton with 6. Steals, Calvert with 2. Brown with 2. Honeycutt with 2. Totten with 1. Blocks, Dalton with 2. Assists, Calvert 4. Brown 1, Honeycutt 1, And turnovers, we only had 7 for the total game, which is pretty impressive in itself. But like I said, this
Especially
team,
with the fast pace of the game.
come out tomorrow night, watch this team play basketball. They're really fun, and they really work hard, and they're very competitive. They deserve a packed house. They really do, because they could maybe make a run down the stretch from postseason.
White House record drops to 10-10, 3-3 in the district. Meanwhile, the Panthers improved to 18-4 on the season, 4-0 in the district alone atop the standings. Tomorrow night, homecoming versus Greenbrier. It is Saturday afternoon, as we said earlier, traveling to Springfield. Early start time for that game, as the girls' game will start at 2 o'clock. Boys' game will start on or around 3:30. So if you can't make it to that game, tune in, as we'll be broadcasting both of those games. For John Thayer, go ahead.
Just shout out to Donna Sadler at Graphic Obsessions. She hooked us up with this banner here. It's really nice.
How many people has come by here and
a
took
lot.
pictures of that QR
yeah,
code?
they really like that a whole lot. They also furnished us with these little cards that we can give out to crowds and coming into the basketball game and stuff, to try to help everybody kind of get locked into the YouTube way of doing things. She gave us some really nice passes to get in, which they're useless. Unless
they work.
I know, that's what I'm
work.
saying. I mean, they have no authority to them at all, but they work.
Yes.
People look at them and go,
Yeah.
hey, even my homemade one worked okay for a while.
You go in there.
But anyway, she's got a lot of stuff to do. She runs a business, but she supports the community big time. And just those little things I appreciate big time. You need to go visit her business. Just take a walk down the street down there. I always get it wrong. It's Main Street.
Good job.
Not Broadway.
Good job.
But just go take a walk down Main Street. Get you one of those little juice drink thingies. There's a lot of nice little things going on. We got a pretty downtown. It's not huge, but it's very quaint, and it's a lot of great people, good businesses down there. So go down there and support our town.
For Miguel Amadeus and John Thayer, I'm Kyle Leadon. Until next time, go Panthers.